Boom, we did it. What's up, everyone? We got Travis with us. What up, world?
Yay, yay.
My name's Holden
What up?
Stephan Roy. This is Bridge the Gap. Travis is actually back. He is the first person to come back 3 times now. The third time he has
Hey,
returned. That's right. And to keep it, also, like, he did one in 2020, he did one in 2021, and he's now done one in 2022. So not many people will be able to make a claim like that in the future, is all I'm trying to say. Shout out Travis Bryant. This guy is a busy man who does a lot of things. And when I say a lot of things, he's not just a music person. Albeit he's a fantastic guy, 2 decades or so in the game, runs it from Cali to everything, worldwide connections, all kinds of stuff. He's now a merch mogul. And when I say his merch is dope, I mean I copped his NDG No Damn Good bag because, like, regardless of his brand, like, how could you not be an NDG and want to cop one of those? Um,
I'm staying though.
like, it's like, how could you not? Like, that's smart branding. He's got like the NFT world he's tapping into now. He's trying to branch out into the influencer game like a proper, I guess, artist does in the 2022 world. He takes on teenagers on Twitter debating pop stars day in, day out. Like, this guy is the one of the most interesting people to get ranting and rambling about the random shit he gets up to in his life. And we say that having many hours of hanging out with Travis over the times at this point. And he's a
Yep.
vibe. And it's real great to have you back up on the show. We appreciate you. So how have you been, Travis?
Family. Yo, for real, like this week, world's upside down, Quebec's upside down, you know, and I got sick. Wasn't sure if it was really COVID. I mean, I know enough people around me in the last little bit say that they've got it. I know family members have got it and this and that. I started feeling hella sick like last Sunday or whatever. So I was out of commission for like 2 days, but I got better real fast. So, I don't think it was COVID. So,
I,
but yeah, I'm starting to get back, my vitamins back in the system and, starting to come back to life
nah,
basically.
that's dope, man. I mean, I'm glad you're okay. A lot of people be getting sick, though. Is actually like the number of people I know that are confirmed cases went up significantly this time around in Montreal. So as much as
Yeah.
there's all this stuff happening, it's like, yo, this time I know a lot of people. Like my cousin got it. It was knocked him
Okay.
out for a couple of days. He bounced back. Um, all I know is I felt like you, but it's weird because now anytime I'm feeling like tired, I'm like, shit, do I got the COVID?
Yo, is it COVID?
Like, do I
You
have
know what I'm
this shit?
saying?
Is this like? Then I'm
Yo,
like, yo, is this what the government did, man? I'm paranoid. Like, I'm just sitting there, like, I don't know, man. Stay home
for sure.
all the time. Don't go nowhere.
I'm not even. That's what. Yo, the minute like this shit hit, whatever it was, hit me real hard. Like, yo, my pops got it. Like, he tested positive last week, and he just told me, yo, like I have a fever, and 20 minutes later, bro, I was just like, this is fucking Lisa Simpson, fucking cutting out her fucking hair. So, yo, I was on IG, and yeah, you can see the post. I was like dying. I was like, yo, stay fucking the crib. Like, shit ain't no joke.
Nah.
But yeah, definitely know a lot more people that got, like, I mean, like my grandfather passed from that last year, like suddenly out of nowhere in like a week, just disintegrated.
Wild.
But I mean, I like he was also very old, so if it did hit him, it just totally completely, ate at him. But I know a lot of young people getting this now. It's different,
Yeah. From what
you
I
know.
understand, like this
So
this next one is mad infectious, but less lethal. But less lethal still means it's still a little bit lethal. And I think people forget that part. I mean, I'm not here to like advocate whatever. It's just like young
that's
people
it.
be wildly partying according to the gram.
Oh, for sure, for sure. They do. Look, people lived restraint for so it says, it's coming up on like 3 years now. So it's like
Little too.
people are really sick of it. People are really sick. Like, dude blew himself up with his fucking kids the other day. The suicide rates are like through the roof. I know myself, like in the last 3 weeks, mentally, I fucking checked out. You know what I mean? Like, it's really, it's hard to be completely isolated,
Yeah, I feel
and
that.
it's messing with people. So yo, obviously, that's what being a teenager is, and that's what being a young person is. Like you young, wild, and free. Do dumb shit. Because that's when you gonna do dumb shit is when you fucking young. You know what I mean? Like if you fucking 45 and
Yo,
50 doing
and
the
like,
dumb shit,
let's
well
be
then
clear. Like, even when people judge that influencer playing, if I was in that situation at 20 years old, you'd be laughing at me on the
right,
internet. Like, big facts. Like, I'm not gonna
bro.
act like I'm
I
better
would
than
have been
that.
on that fucking thing. I would have been on that thing for sure, bro. Like you know,
I
and
mean,
they got stuck. I heard they got stuck fucking in Mexico. Like no one wanted to bring them back,
they all sort of
which is
like
kind of
trickled
wild.
back. I think I don't remember which airline did it, but basically the one that flew them down was like, "Fuck all of y'all, we're
But
not
no.
flying you back," which a little bit fair enough. You fuck up on an
Yeah,
airline.
well, I mean, because they got real bad publicity off that. But then I heard, like, look, Air Canada didn't want to bring him back.
But
Air Transat didn't want to bring him
and
back.
then
And
one
they
of them
was
just
like,
did. They just started off flying back one by one by one.
yo, what are you gonna do? Like, no, you live in Mexico now, bitch. Like,
Nah, because Mexico gonna
you
be like,
know,
"Yo, Canada, get these motherfuckers out of here."
Mexico, they're like, yo, I don't want no gringos over here, motherfucker. Yo, for real though. But yeah, no. So it's like people are partying, and it's natural to want to do that. But I was talking to my man's Loke to Smoke in the Bay Area and shit, and he got the first COVID, like before they even announced that it was COVID. Like he was sick
Right, right, right.
before that was a thing. And then like when February or whatever hit, he he's like, oh, that's what the fuck this is. So he got that one, and he got this one too, this Omni shit. And he told me like, yo, the difference between them was like, yo, that first one kicked my fucking ass.
Hmm.
And this one spread hella fast, but it's not as hard on my body.
Right.
So that's I mean, from somebody who got both of them, that's the take that he gave me. So watch out there.
I just think it's wild because like we went from my company sending emails like, "Yo, it's time, folks. 2 days a week, you're coming back to the office." To the government's putting on a curfew like 2 weeks later,
No, that's it.
and I'm like, I get that this is
That's
the times. I'm not mad at nobody for that. I'm not trying to put nobody on blast. But
I
this
am
time
fuck
around,
sauce while ago, bro.
it's actually like I don't know how happy I am at the situation. Like before, I was like cool, I was riding it, and now I'm like, yo, it's weird because I live with my girlfriend. My bubble is that's it. That's the whole place. I'm not technically allowed to see other
Right?
people. At least if it's weird. Like if you live alone, you can go to somebody, but that's weird because then you're alone the rest of the time. I think you're allowed one
Yeah,
person in your bubble.
yeah.
They're like,
That's because he had said like it was like what you were supposed to have like six to 10 people or some shit, and they shut that down real quick. But apparently it was like on Monday or some shit. Is they're taking the curfew off
yeah.
from what I heard. So okay, that's it. I heard the kids got an extra day off school or whatever. Um, but yeah, that's where we're living, bro. Like I said it way back. Like we're not going back to that other way of life. There's only going to be like more restrictions and more bullshit that we got to deal with.
So
And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and like give you like this is for sure going to be happening. You're going to end up in a concentration camp. Da 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 da. X X X X X. Like, but look, the way life is going, it's like there's going to be a whole lot more restricting and a whole lot more cutting basic shit that we were used to. And like people have a hard time adapting. People don't like change, especially drastic change, and so much of it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
and it's a little bit like if you look
basic
at like,
thing, like going outside,
or even if
going
you
outside past 10 o'clock.
But even if you look at like a job market and things, like it's just changed so much. For
Everything.
like, if you don't have the right skill set, good fucking luck. It's kind of the
No,
situation right now. And if you
basically,
gambled wrong 7 years ago, oh well, you did the wrong thing. You're not qualified, and it's a weird
that's it.
time. But like, how do you feel
Yeah.
like all of this shit has affected your musical output? Because one of the things about you that's been like mad there is you've been writing like crazy, you've been producing a lot of music, and in these times, do you find like it's affected you in some way?
Yeah, it has basically because like Okay, at first I was so productive. Like I recorded like 6 projects in like a short few months, you know? And then after that, like second phase or whatever, I released fucking arsenal of music, you know, like between what was it, 420 and August, end of August, last week of August, I released an album, an EP, and like nine or 10 singles, I think. So like I got to release a lot of the music that you know that was recorded and written, shit like that, which was good. And now I'm starting to see it finally start to move, and like the numbers are starting to come in. You know what I mean? But recently, it has been. I mean, I don't know if it's so much because of this, but because of life in general and like shit that I had to get used to and other shit that I got going on. It's like I started recording what was going to be obviously bipolar in like in September, and I recorded a bunch of records, and it's like I'm just not finding the same inspiration and like creativity as far as like writing goes that I was, let's say, 6 months earlier. Um, it's just it's I feel like I've been stuck in this like fucking bubble so long that um the subject gets stale. You know what I mean? Like you got to live a little to fucking talk. Like to have anything to do or say, you got to fucking live, right?
Right.
And my music is like really is personal a lot, and so it reflects me. So whatever's going on with me is gonna reflect in the music. So yeah, it's been like I don't like stale shit, you know, and like so it's definitely been harder to like to make music, to write music recently, like in the last couple months for sure. Um, even the project that I'm like one of because I have a whole bunch of projects lined up like usual, you know what I mean? But this one particularly, obviously bipolar, like the vision for it is you know, it says it all in the title really. And I felt like even the body of work that I was recording doesn't reflect that. And it's kind of crazy just because you think that with all the shit that I'm dealing with, it would have came out like that, but it just didn't. It came out like I'm listening to the songs. I'm like, yo, you know, a lot of these songs are really dope. It's just not that project.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes that happens
So
where your headspace shifts and then all of a sudden you're or in a different place, or maybe shit got
for
too
sure.
real sometimes with the music, and then you go and like, I don't know, as much as like I find music's like mad personal, like sometimes that personal isn't necessarily history. Sometimes it's also fantasy. Sometimes it's also where you want to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Sometimes it's a lot of different things like that. So I could see how as life goes on, it's like you can, especially 6 months, 4 or 5 months, like that's a big amount of time to have an emotional
It
shift.
is. Oh yeah, it definitely is. Like people don't look at it like it's actually as big as it really is, but a lot of shit happens in 6 months. Like a lot of shit happens, bro. Whole lives happen in fucking split seconds. You feel me? Lives change in seconds. So yeah, 6 months for sure. So that's why, like, basically what I did was, I think, yo, fried chicken sushi was the first song that I recorded for that. But like, these are parts of records that I like, you know, that I've been writing for a minute.
Right.
Um, but I recorded that first, and like, yo, we mixed it and mastered it like fast. So I was able to release it before the new year. Um, but now I feel like that's not, you know, like that's not going to be like project type thing. That's like a bang single, you know what I mean? Keep it like that. Drop it as a single. Got a video coming for it, animated video. Um, and yeah, then I'm just gonna move forward after that. Like you got fucking for those who know anything about battle rap and like shit like that. I got Freddy Gruesome
Mm.
animating the video.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, because he's a cartoonist. That's what he does. He does serious cartoon shit. Um,
Oh. Okay, because like I just made the connection because I seen his fucking Insta, and then it
Pictures
never
and
like
Instagram.
connected like that. This is the same dude that be that guy. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's that dude. And and this crazy thing is like, yo, we got a lot of the same interests. Like, he's obsessed with Nicki Minaj, Barty Gang. You know what I mean? He likes these little pop star shorties. He watches a lot of fucking South Park, as do I. Fucking Ninja Turtles and shit like that. Like, we got a lot of those same interests. So like, he got he got it right away. When I was telling him this, like, he understood it. And it was like, yo, there was nobody else. I was looking for somebody to do the video, and I was like, who the fuck? And then like somebody suggested him, and I was like, yeah, nailed it right there. That's it. So I hit him up, and like, yeah, I should be getting that soon enough. Dude's like super busy, and he's like, I don't want to, give away his shine, like, on what he's about to do with this, but that project, Fried Chicken Sushi, is actually going to be part of something that he's taking to, for his portfolio with a big company.
Yeah,
And when
it's
I mean big
wild.
company, it's like, yeah, it's like big to the point where it's probably got to be top 3 biggest companies of all time.
Okay.
Like, branding to the fullest. American fucking corporation, big time.
I mean, there's a couple of
So,
viable options I won't suggest, but to me, like, if you're
oh
smart,
no, you're bro. Like, yeah. No, trust me when I tell you that there's not many on that caliber of big.
not especially
Like, you're
that would
talking,
be interested in his portfolio.
yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, who's it gonna be? McDonald's? You know what I mean?
Because
So
like, if
like,
McDonald's is that big, but nah. And then the other one's like
yeah, that's
Coca-Cola
what I'm
comes
saying.
to
It's not
mind. You're
McDonald's.
like, it's not
It's not,
Coca-Cola.
it's not Walmart. You know what I mean? So it's like, what is this? Is it Apple? Like, nah, it's not
Although,
them.
to
But
be
it's,
fair, Apple is a contender for that list in terms of
oh
actually
yeah.
being interesting. I didn't think of them right away. But nah, I was thinking of the mouse.
Oh, it is.
It had to
100%.
be the
I mean, I just
mouse.
gave it a, yeah, it's mouse. It's definitely the mouse.
Because like, who else would
I
it
mean, I
be?
just gave it away, fuck it, whatever. But like, yeah, it's hella cool that, like, that's one of the first things he told me. He was like, yo, he's got an opportunity to do some shit, and he's bringing a portfolio there, and it's like, that's one of 2 projects that he's gonna show them
That's wild.
as Fried Chicken Sushi. Yeah, so to me, I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers over there
You know,
gonna be vibing to fucking Travis Bryant
yo,
videos
they're
and visuals by
clearly
Freddy
like
Gruesome.
they're clearly
So
open-minded as far as content goes. Once you get on that Disney Plus, because yo, I just watched all about a bunch of people popping fucking OxyContins and shit.
yeah, well, that's, you know what I mean. Like, look, they had to. You gotta look. You gotta think of it like Disney, bro. When you watch these old ass Disney movies, that shit would never plot today. Like fucking Snow White, bro. That is a gangbang movie if I ever saw one. Okay, so shit like that. Like, there's a lot of racist shit and a lot of, stuff that like you wouldn't be able to pull off these days. So Disney changed a lot. You know what I mean? And they bought a whole bunch of companies. They own this, they own that, they own the other. So
It's
it's
funny
like,
because like they have a stamp of approval. Like you have to be a certain level of clean, but that certain level of clean has definitely gotten a little dirtier in the last couple of
oh
years
yeah,
since they had to compete with
for sure.
Netflix.
No, they have no choice. So Disney Plus opened up a whole new lane. You know what I mean?
Yo, it's not even
And then
bad
they
though.
bought fucking. I like Disney Plus. I fuck with them all. Like, I fuck with all these platforms. Like, at the same, like, you really can't have, like. I don't need any of them, but like, if you're gonna have them, like, they're all dirt cheap and pretty much all available for free if you put in your effort.
But
You know what I mean?
also, even if they're not, right? Like people be acting like you have to spend $80 a month to have like 8 platforms. Nah, B, you could just pay like 1 month. It's Crave month. I bang out, binge all my Crave shit.
That's it. You
Cancel
know
the
what I'm
Crave.
saying?
Next month it's Netflix month. Bang it all out,
But you get it.
and it's
But you
simple.
get like fucking free trial. You get free, like, they give away. Like, yo,
Yo,
right now I have 6 months of free fucking Disney Plus right
and
now
like high key,
through Amazon.
you can like get virtual credit cards now. It's not even like a thing. You can just get those where they can generate new cards, and then you can get new
Yeah,
trials.
that's it. It's like, it's super simple. But like, all I had to do was, yo, They're like, yeah, Amazon Music. Yo, the only thing I use Amazon for is fucking, Prime shit. I don't even really use my Amazon Prime like video account. I have it, but I don't really use it anymore because I watch whatever I have to fucking watch on there.
Yeah, I watch Prime shit. Prime has some good shit.
Yeah, Prime does have a good shit, but like I spent like the first fucking 4 months of COVID glued to Prime. Glued to it. You know what I mean? So like I watched a lot of their shit, and like a lot of the things that I thought were really dope. But yeah, they like Amazon Music. They're okay. Listen to stream one song for 6 months of free Disney Plus. Okay. Fucking so I streamed my fucking Never Look Back and 6 months of Disney Plus to listen to my own damn song.
Hold up, say that again. Run that again.
I got 6 months of free Disney Plus from Amazon Music for streaming one song. They're like, stream one song on Amazon Music and we will give you 6 months of Disney Plus. So I streamed my song and got 6 months of free Disney Plus.
Bro, these is hacks. That's a TikTok video hack.
For sure, bro. I like all these platforms, bro. Like I have them all, and there's all like, I found a way. You want another hack? Peep game. Amazon Prime. You don't have to pay Amazon Prime membership. After every month, when they go to take their payment, all you have to do is cancel your subscription, log out of the account, log back in, subscribe to Amazon Prime, and it's lifetime for free. Lifetime free.
I mean,
log back in.
Like, they might catch you, but you're not going to get in trouble.
No, they're not going to catch me. And even if they did, like, what are they going to say? What am I going to say? Okay, well, I just don't want your bullshit fucking subscription.
What you say is, you guys should give me $100 bounty. Facts. You guys should give me $100 bounty for pointing out a flaw in your system.
It is a flaw, though. Like, dude, like, how? And I've done this the last 6 times. Like, I was like, okay, I'm just going to log in through another email or whatever. I'm like, I wasn't even in my head. So I was thinking about something else. So I forgot completely that I was having to log into another email. So I just, logged back in. It's like, welcome back to Amazon Prime. Thank you very much. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's wild. I'm into tech support glitches. Other people might not be, but you should, because if you think about one site, like, some of these moves will work on other places. Now, I'm not encouraging the world to take advantage of it, but none of this is really all that taking advantage of it if there's flaws in the system and you just happen to notice that shit. That's not legal advice. That's just not legal advice, though.
It's their fucking job to figure shit out like that. Facebook will pay you millions of dollars, like millions. I heard they offered people like, I heard some shit like $26 million if you can hack their fucking system. If you can get into Facebook and show them that it's fucked up, they will pay you millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm. Because people might not know that, but there's a whole industry around that. It's like, when you think hacker, you think of like the guys who do anonymous and whatnot, but most of them be like real corporate executives that get contracted to hack into the systems. It's like, my company has paid other companies just to see where we're at. Like, how easy is it? Is our shit top notch?
And
if it's not, you fix that shit. So my system stuff at work, we top notch. We good because we take the extra steps to work with people to ensure that. That's what happens when people be like doing app dev and they're like, why does it cost $20,000 a month for security? This shit. This is why it costs that much for security, because people be doing all this shit. It's a big industry.
Exactly. It costs that much because Travis Bryant don't want to pay for Amazon Prime, damn it. No, I'm just saying, it's really, that's their job, bro. It's tech support. They got to figure out if people are breaking the system. It's like a bank. Mm. You can't be having people hacking all kinds of accounts and getting all kinds of shit for free. And imagine if that was, banks, and I could just do that at the bank every day and just walk out with fucking 300K in digital money every single fucking day because of some flaw like that.
I'm absolutely certain the bank would be like, bro, you owe us this much money after.
Yes and no. I've seen people get away with that. I saw somebody, they deposited $80,000 in his account and he ain't pay a fucking dollar that back.
That's wild.
You know? Yeah. Like, yo, they like, it's like with the, I don't know if it works like that in every case. I can't, you know what I mean, sit there and tell y'all, but I know that um fucking what's it called? Fuck, I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, there's oh yeah, the government. If they send you, like, if they overpay you, like you get to keep that shit. You know what I mean? If they fuck up, you get to keep the paper.
The bank though isn't the government. I'm pretty sure they got some level of like, yo, you owe us this money back now. Because I heard some stories where like it's like gone on where if the bank notices it, because sometimes like if the bank don't notice it, let's say that 80,000 got deposited on some weird shit and nobody flagged it,
Yeah.
nobody complained, and it goes clean. But let's say that 80,000 comes
Depending
in
on
on
where the
some,
money came from, yeah.
but let's say it was some like, you know, somebody flags it, it's like a case now. Trust, you're gonna have to pay back that 80K because that shit's some shit I've seen actually hit the news before. But yo,
Yeah.
what have you like been up to then outside of music? Because I know you keep busy. I know you be doing all kinds of shit, and I know that even the way you worded it, the writing of songs might not have been as creative, but that doesn't mean that there isn't creative happenings going on inside of your life.
Um, um, I started looking, you know, like ever since this whole shit, I've been trying to like get innovative with the stuff that I'm doing, you know? Um, so besides music, like music is always the core of what I'm doing, but I gotta branch off into different shit. Like these days, the world is changing like warp speed. You know what I mean? So, you know, as you know, like we started developing the concept for
Teddy.
my show, Teddy's After Dark.
Yeah.
But you know, you were working on with me. So that's one thing that we're gonna be bringing to the world
It's a variety
is
show.
Teddy's After Dark. Yeah, exactly, a variety show. You know, got my man's Holden over here, who you know, basically executive producing the show. Um, and so basically, we're gonna be doing that, but we're changing formats. Not so much formats. We just gotta like
We
we'll
recorded
get
a
a new
few
location.
episodes and realized that some of this stuff is not necessarily the vision. It's the concept. It's like when you
Exactly.
film a pilot and then you evaluate it after and go, here's what we actually have to do if we want this to work.
Exactly. So now we have like we you know basic ideas and shit, and like we're okay. This is how we make this better. It's like demos, bro. Like you need like when I do a project, like people don't understand. Like when I say, yo, I'm demoing this shit. Like I'm demoing records right now. Like all these songs that I was doing for obviously bipolar or whatever, like those are demos right now. I'm not releasing any of those. Like even though there are songs that I know are coming out for sure, like even those songs, they're gonna get re-recorded. Um, but yeah, so you know, this is like a demo. You gotta, like you said, a pilot. You know what I mean? So yeah, we have some content. I'm gonna branch that off into the TikTok world because some of those segments um, that we have are better off on TikTok than they are as part of the show in bed. You know, you gotta have extra content for the people, right? You know, you gotta have the exclusive content for whatever platform they may be following you on. And in this case, you know, TikTok, you know, like for you with Twitch, you know, like
No,
that's
but even
one
then,
lane.
I'm already on TikTok now doing different shit. Like, cause if you're on
I see that.
TikTok, you can't be doing the same shit that you be. Twitch is meant for these long form, casual. Like, literally,
Yeah.
there are streams where I'll say a word for 15 minutes and it's actually appropriate because it depends on the
Yeah,
nature of the stream. Like, if we're just listening to
for
music,
sure.
sometimes it's better to shut up, you know? And like, other times it's like, but then you get to TikTok and you're like, okay, you have these 1 minute snippets. And then I started looking at what teenagers do because if you really want to know how to succeed on the talk,
Bro,
follow successful young people in Montreal. And there's these girls and shit, and they all be doing shit like day in the life of a student. And then they show you their outfit, and then they're in the school.
oh
And
yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I can do versions of this. Maybe not as good as these
How
people.
much the shower videos?
What?
The Holden shower videos, bro.
Love them. They're like fun. I haven't done them in a minute because like honestly, standing in the shower for 35, 40 minutes straight filming TikToks is like it's not my favorite activity in
It's
the
a
world.
fucking full-time job, dude. It's a full-time job.
Because yo, if I don't plan my week right, I'm like, oh, because yo, it's not impromptu, right? You're not sitting there going every shower I'm filming a TikTok. It's not realistic.
Yeah,
You have to like
yeah.
film a bunch in a row. So I know I can get like 10 done at a time, but I fucked up on it. But then I'm like, yo, this is like actually an effective way to show people the music I like, to give you a sense
Yeah.
of my taste. And then men seem to find it comical, and for the group of women that like it, it's worked out nice. You know, they like it, and then the other
Oh,
people fuck them.
right?
Cause like,
Fuck them, cause fuck them.
I mean, yo, y'all should take shower videos too. I mean, it's a fucking trend we can make.
Yo, shower videos are a thing, bro. They always been a thing. Like, it's like since I started seeing you like active doing those things, I was like, yo, to me, like, I relate you to that now. You know what I mean? And it's like, I personally, I can't do no shower videos, but that works. That works for you. You know what I mean? Maybe if like fucking Cardi B was in the shower or something like that. But like, damn. Besides that,
I'm just
I don't
playing.
really want to.
It's just about juxtapositions and shit, right? Like, people that normally look like me and typically live lives that are similar to mine would never be caught dead doing a shower video.
Yeah, but you understood it on a different. Like, you know, we talked a lot since we've been doing these interviews and shit like that, right? You know, and kicked it a bunch. So it's like you understand some of the shit that I'm trying to bring to the table. Like, you get those things. You know what I mean? You got like a certain like. I'm telling you, bro. Like over the last year and a half, I seen like your confidence level blow the fuck up.
A little bit, yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Well, it's like
because of that, like, you know,
you
maybe
just start,
some of the people that
you should start having
you said,
accolades,
like,
right?
you know,
Like
people,
inside of your soul, the type
yeah,
of shit that like, yo, people can't touch it because yo, you did it. Even if like
yeah,
sometimes it's not even about money or whatever. It's just like to be able to say shit like, yo, I've been in this game a decade. That's a big number.
right?
It's not your number, but it's still a big number. You know, like, because
Hey,
not everybody hits a
it is what
decade.
it is. Yeah, not yo, bro. People don't even fucking. That's the thing is like when I say yo, I've been doing this for that long, consecutively and seriously. It's like yo, not everybody does that. You know, I once heard like fucking, I think it was Green Day saying yo, like I look back at it and like these fools like been there like 40 years, the same three dudes on a damn stage, and they went from like a fucking shithole this big to probably one of the world's biggest rock bands. And it's like,
Facts.
that's a long career, bro. 40 fucking years to
And
be,
like,
you
yo,
know what
they
I mean?
were
So,
like
yeah,
easily 10, 12 years deep when Dookie drops. Like, that wasn't even their first record or anything. Like, they had a whole bunch of shit in the 80s, and then
yeah,
Dookie drops. Like,
yeah. That was Dookie was 1994. Like, bro, they had like, yeah, they used to be a band called Sweet Children before they were Green Day. And they ended up releasing some shit like that. Some of those Sweet Children songs as Green Day or whatever, like in the 80s, like you said, like 86, 87, and all that shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's a long fucking time to be a band or have a career in like one thing. Like, people, especially these days, people switch up their shit so fast. Attention spans are not there. So
yo, I've been
people,
thinking a lot about that attention spans thing. I think so. I watched this video. Preach and Kobia started doing these like morning motivation streams, and they're kind of like whatever, like the fucking people that pump you up on YouTube, and it's all fucking great because it puts you in a good state. But like
yeah,
one of the ones he had recently was talking about what people want. Now, I want the things I do, so I do the things that like. There's a correlation, right? Like I want to
I
talk to
totally get
people.
that.
So for me, putting the time into this is like it does feel like work a lot, but it's not like that. It's like this is what I want to be doing with my life when I'm mad successful. It's this, right? And a lot of people, when they try things, I don't think it's an attention span thing. I think people do things because they think they should, and people don't spend enough time deciding what they want to be doing with life. So
That's it. That's it. I get that because, like I was, saying, like previously. It's like, yo, if you don't like people with music, for example, you know what I'm saying? Like they think they want to do this shit and they talk a whole lot of that. We taking this and we taking that shit and we're here and we run this. But they don't even want to be doing that, bro. Like they doing that because it's like, it's a thing I'm doing this week. You know what I'm saying? That's not a life goal. So that, and you know, it doesn't just, it's not just for music. It's not just local music. It's everything in general. Like you write about that. It's like people just don't, you know, oh yeah, that's some shit that I like. It's trendy, you know what I mean? It's trendy for rappers is the biggest. Bro, I never seen so many fucking. I never seen such an over flooded market. Like I think Bitcoin is probably the only rival that rappers have
Oh my gosh,
because
well said.
every fucking thing is a rapper. Everything
Like
or thinks it's a rapper.
low key, Bonnie raps now to goof on that.
Yo, that's
Like I mean,
that's what I got from the first video, bro, or one of the first ones that I saw of her doing it. Like everybody can do this, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Like I can do this too. Like you know, here's my recycle song.
facts. And then she comes in and like whatever does her thing, but like the fact that she could just come in, she writes this. Okay, like I helped her a bit with flow on one of them, but like for two of them, she did it by herself. I didn't help her. She delivered her shit on her own. Obviously, we like made sure it was good, but on the real, it was like a two take. Like she did it twice and it was good enough. So it's like if my girlfriend who just showed up out of nowhere, started writing bars, could now just become a rapper. To me, that's why being a rapper is not special no more. No offense to anybody, especially Bonnie, because your bars is fun. But like,
but yeah, no rappers. Over fucking saturated market that needs to fucking fuck off, big time. Everything's a rapper.
I mean,
oh yeah, you a rapper? Like that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite ad libs that I use these days. Oh yeah, you a rapper? Like
it's
this is yeah. Like people don't know what they want. People don't know what they want with their lives. You know what I'm saying? They think they want like dude, like even me, like who's been doing this for fucking, you know, even before rap, like or you know whatever this is now at this point, like that's like 20, 22 years, 23 years, that alone. Before that, there was a whole bunch of other music that I was doing. You know what I mean? So it's like even me who's been making music my entire fucking life. Like I don't know, like that if you know, like the massive scale that an artist like anybody from fucking Eminem, Cardi B, all these Drake, all these big ass fucking superstars that are 24/7, like cameras shoved down their throats and shit like that. Like now that you got to know me, I don't know, like yo, if these people would try me like that.
Honestly, I think it's kind of like there's two sides to it. For one thing, you would then have the security guards around who would keep these people off you, and you would have somebody literally who's bigger and stronger than you, and his job would be to hold you back, and that would be a person's job.
For sure.
Because they would not like you wouldn't be let into a situation like that Cardi shoe thing. Guaranteed they engineered it. Some of the shit that happened engineered for the clout because it's okay to have some of it. Like there's certain paparazzis who's like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna hit me with the camera. You know, I'm sure of it. Okay, and that's why.
For sure, like Kanye West has a lot of stories like that from like years, you know, 2006 era. Man, they was on his ass constantly. He was like beating up a TMZ guy every 2 days.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? I saw a video of Kanye, like, dude's coming out of his fucking, he's taking out his garbage at like 4 a.m. And the dude's in the fucking bushes. Hi, Kanye. Can I get a quote? Dude, what the fuck? No, you can't get a fucking quote. It's 4 a.m. I'm taking out my fucking garbage. My family's in the fucking house. Like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, they have no, and at 4 a.m, there's no damn security. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's just Kanye telling you to suck a dick.
Kanye absolutely could have security there at 4 a.m. I'm not gonna lie.
He does. He like Kardashian house.
But like,
you know, like,
but I hear what you're saying. Like these people pop up everywhere. I do think though
everywhere.
that like given what ends up happening is when you're in those moments, everything is like when you don't have a lot, sometimes the way we make decisions is mad different than when you have a lot to lose. Because the same person in a different environment would behave differently. And I do have a sense of who you are now. And I believe
Yeah.
that if you're sitting on a milli, you'd have a lot more patience and self control than if you're not sitting on a milli.
Oh yeah, that was right away. If I was sitting on a milli, bro, like all the fucking black tar that's in my fucking chest 24/7 would definitely go down a whole lot. You know what I mean? And like, it makes you think about shit. Like, okay, am I gonna snap on this guy and just throw everything away? You know what I mean?
That's
But at the same time, there's also benefits to that too. Like they say, they say all publicity is good
They
publicity.
don't actually say
I've
that.
heard people say the opposite.
The people
Yeah,
who
they do.
So like the people who say all publicity is good publicity often overlook the parts where some people actually dead their careers. Like look at certain actors who just stop acting because bad publicity tanked their last movie and they never got a role again. Like this does happen. People sometimes
Yeah, more so in Hollywood movies. In the music industry, bro, like, dude, Shorty was pissing on dude on stage like 2 months
I
ago.
saw
Like,
that
this is a big
shit.
thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing. It's not like, it's his conscious decision. It's her decision. Do whatever the fuck you do.
But
You know what I'm saying?
you're right. I think to be fair, the context of movies, you need the man to produce your shit, and now we're in an era of
It's
music
different.
where, honestly, if you can't monetize who you are, it's probably because you didn't take a branding class.
Yeah. Well, like me, I've learned how to do all that shit, by myself. But it's like, it's so easy and available for you now that if you're not like taking advantage of basic shit that's out there for free to be able to
Actually,
get
you're right.
yourself
I
out.
think I take it back. Don't necessarily take a class. Find somebody that fucked up a lot and then also take a class. But also find somebody that fucked up a lot. Because until you saw somebody waste 5 figures on something, you don't know the difference between that and the guy on a YouTube masterclass giving you a polished best of scenario. Like I do these social media webinars and I realized
Okay.
something because like it's part of my job and like me and my team be watching these videos for education and shit because I need them to get like more marketing oriented. And I realized
Right.
every webinar and every presentation is always perfect. You have the best product, you have the machine, you have the resources, and you can plan in advance. And so that's all you ever hear, and that's all these courses teach for. But the reality is you probably can't afford it and need to figure out some shit. You probably don't have the best product because you can't afford it and need to figure out some shit. And you're really relying on passion, motivation, and some other shit to like get that funding.
That's it.
And nobody talking about how to do that shit.
That's the downside of everything. Yeah. Like, okay, I've been watching a lot of these fucking TikTok like NFT videos. People like make this shit look so simple. What would you do if you had $500? Well, if I only had $500 in my bank account, this is what I would do, Cal. You know what I mean? Like they just hit you with these things, make it look so simple. I'm gonna buy this. This bullshit.
I saw the pandemic special and shit. That was hilarious.
No, I'm just like, dude, these fucking these dudes like make it like, okay, go on OpenSea, get this. And then 3 weeks later, it's $10 billion. And then minus, and it's like, no, it doesn't really fucking work like that because I promise you it doesn't work like that.
I don't know.
Because I've been on this shit for like 3 months now, and yeah, it's hella complicated. First of all, finding out that you got to add all these different.
Hold up. What's up,
Yo, I have
514
fucking-
online mix?
Oh, yo, what up? That's the homies right there. Shout out to them.
Facts.
Yeah, I fucking just knowing that like there's all these different fucking networks. So I had these things that I didn't even know I had. Like then I logged into one of these OpenSeas and it's like I saw NFTs that I didn't even know I owned.
Yeah,
And they were on the Polygon network, and then I had all these other ones that I'm like, where the fuck are my NFTs? And it was like, you got to add this next thing. So I was like, okay, add Binance. So then all those NFTs were Binance, and then that you can't get that on the Ethereum market. So you got to get a whole nother thing. for that. And yeah, so just fucking now they pop up under different shit. And understanding what the fuck gas was.
Oh shit.
Dude.
Yeah.
Bro, that like okay, depositing, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cop this fucking dope ass thing for $120. That shit don't cost you $120, bro.
No, it
That
don't.
shit cost you $400.
I had a similar experience.
You know what I mean? Like, it's really like shitty. Shit is what I had last night spending. I think I spent like 10 hours getting. I copped a Wolfgang last night. So
What the
yeah,
fuck's a
just
Wolfgang?
joined that community. That's some dope shit. Check it out, bro. Very it's like wolf, like dope ass wolf fucking NFTs.
So if I so basically
there's 10,000.
it's
of
like
them.
the lion people or whatever, like that like, cause these little avatar shits that like you would cop and then it becomes your like profile. So but you paying for the validation that you cop that particular one.
Like, okay, see what you're saying, like,
because I don't understand
NFTs
it all
that I have
a lot. Like this part I don't get a lot.
Neither do I. I'm still learning. I'm learning fast because I'm clicking, I'm doing this. I'm like, yo, the first time that I lost $80 in like 10 seconds and I didn't even know that it was happening. I was transferring money from one thing to a next thing. I'm like, and it's like, you have 0 Ethereum. How the fuck did I have? What do you mean? Like, it was all good. So what I really learned is that don't ever transfer no small money ever.
No.
Because you're just gonna lose. You're gonna lose every fucking dollar of it in gas.
So I discovered that because I don't know. There's this web browser Brave, and they have this thing where if you pop up, it gives you BAT, which is this token. So I have $124 or US dollars in MetaMask, but it's in the BAT token.
Right.
It would cost me $170 to turn that into Ethereum. And you're like, oh my God, I'd have to do this for like, because it took over a year to get that money. So I'd have to do this for another 2 years.
That's only MetaMask. That's only MetaMask. That's another thing that I fucking learned is they're the only ones raping you on the gas. Because if you have Coinbase or if you have like the other, there's like 4 or 5 different. I mean, like every day I'm seeing new wallets pop up on my fucking, whatever timelines everywhere, because once you're in it, like that's all they feed you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So bro, like my whole shit, my Twitter went from fucking pop stars and fucking, whatever to NFTs overnight. That's all I see is crypto shit now. And it's like, fuck, I don't even want to see this. But like fucking, yeah, there's like, I transfer money from this to that and like, nothing. Zero. Coinbase doesn't even have a fee for transfers like that.
But does Coinbase cost money to get in? Because I think that's why I ended up going with MetaMask.
No, and Coinbase also accepts fucking shitty Quebec fucking, what do you call it? Health cards as ID. That's another plus to them. If you don't have a license and if you don't have passports and shit like that, they'll take your shitty little health card.
Word. I didn't even realize that was a concern, but that's cool. So Coinbase is free, and it would let me transfer my fucking shit around.
Yeah, it does, and they have their own wallet too. So like you get Coinbase wallet is one thing, and then Coinbase is another thing. But it lets you transfer your shit for free within Coinbase, and from the Coinbase wallet you can transfer that to MetaMask. So now I started putting all the money there, and when I need to like deal with something on MetaMask, I transfer it from that to that. Because if like I have money stuck sitting in MetaMask that I can't do shit fuck all with. Like there's like $60, $70 on different things that I can't do anything with. Like, what do you want me to do with that? So I keep it there to fucking, to mint NFTs, let's say, or like fucking whatever. You know what I mean?
How much does it cost to mint an NFT?
Depends on like what. I know that like if you do it from Ninja FT, that they were the first. Apparently, they were the first app where you could mint NFTs on iOS and Android. So for them, it costs it's $6.99. Anyways, it comes out to like $7.50 per NFT basically, and you can Google Play it. So just takes you right there, charges it to your Google, and you're good to go. Other ones are more expensive. Like if you from what like depends on what the NFT is. Also, like if you want to just make random shit, I recommend using that, or even OpenSea, or because there's the different networks like that Binance shit, like Rarible, I think it's called. You can make them on there. That's another like, I think it's free on that to make it. But yeah, like let's say like you want to mint a fucking, they have the white lists and shit like that, right? When the drops happen, like so you like, okay, they're gonna allow certain X amount of people to make those NFTs. So they give you the chance, and like those, they'll start their price. You know what I mean? Like it'll cost you like, I don't know, 0.5 Ethereum or whatever the fuck to make that. And you can select the amount that you want. Like there's a limit of how many you can actually make, but that's of that specific NFT. You know what I mean? So it's like it goes, I guess their brand. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I saw some, like I went to try some last night. What was it? I think they're called the Companions or some shit like that. And like I checked it out. Wasn't really my thing, but that would have cost me a grip if I would have actually, went
So
with
is it
that one.
like
But I'm sure that
each of these like NFT networks is like a social media network of sorts, and like one of them is going to end up becoming kingpin, and the other ones are going to fizzle away, and so the value of your NFT is almost attached to which one of these networks you use.
what I notice is this shit is really community based. So this only works if like people blow it the fuck up within themselves. You know what I mean? And like I've been watching certain people the way they do it, and like some of these like these punks, the punks and the noids and the fucking the Odis and like even these Wolfgangs, those are fucking dope. And that's a verified, like they got a verified account on OpenSea, and they got like a lot of fucking, they made 10K them, and super dope art. You know what I mean? But that shit only works, like everything seems to be working off Discord. And
That's what, Bonnie, what did I tell you about Discord?
everything seems to be working off Discord. It's like that's where the community happens at. Is like, okay, hit the Discord. And you go in Discord and everything's going on in there. I fucking have no clue how to work any of them. I'm like on like 30 of them, and I still haven't even said a word in any of them.
I have spent a guap of time, as you would say, learning about how to set up Discords in the last little bit.
So I know you were telling me about that, and I was like, when you first told me, I was like, what the fuck is Discord?
Yeah.
And then the day after, homeboys told me to get one, and I'm like, no, that's too much shit. I'm like, fuck off.
Nah,
and then NFT world pops up, and I'm like, oh god damn it! All right, here we go.
You know what the crazy thing about Discord is? We could, in the future, this is some real shit where people don't see the real value. We could do this, but make it cost money to watch in Discord and violate copyright law. I know it's like you're not supposed to advocate it, but it's private community, so you could do shit like Holden and Travis watch movies like Beavis and Butthead in a gated community like right now. Have it cost $5 a month or whatever to participate in, and that's doable in Discord. But like people have to like go to Discord and bring the community to the central platform, and then once we're all there, it's mad monetizable, and that's it's beyond the fucking. That's I guess what the NFT guys are doing.
Basically, you know what I mean? There's so much, like when I look at the Discords, they have all kinds of different shit within it. You know what I mean? Like that you can access from there. Like, okay, take it to the Twitter, or fucking, take you to the links to cop it. Then there's, a whole bunch of different chats. Then there's like sections for, for whitelists and fucking, there's just a bunch of shit that you can do in there. And they have like airdrops and,
what's an airdrop?
airdrops is like they give you fucking free NFTs.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. Yeah, somebody gave me a free NFT, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me why until I realized that they probably. So he sold one, and I was like, oh, okay, you gave me one, but you also sold one. That means I, in theory, could sell this one that you gave me, which is what I realized he's kind of hoping for, because as they sell, the value goes up, right? And then it gets passed
Does he
around,
have a
and
percentage off it?
right.
Does he make a royalty off it? Is he
I'm,
getting a
bro,
5?
I didn't ask questions. He's like, yo, give me your wallet ID. An NFT will show up. And that was all it was like, okay. And that happened.
What network is it on there?
OpenSea and MetaMask.
Yeah, but no, like, is it a Binance? Is it a Polygon? Is it a fucking Ethereum?
I don't even know. I could check that right quick.
Because I have like I said, I have them on different networks, and I couldn't find them at first. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I was finding ones that I didn't even know I had, because the wallet was, because on your MetaMask at the top, when you click Ethereum or whatever, you're gonna see like networks are gonna pop up, and then you got to add other ones depending on where the fuck.
Right.
And then there's some complicated shit, bro. I thought all the apes were like the same. Nah, there's copies of copies of copies, and people that copied that, and like, yo, there's now like 100
on a Polygon blockchain.
Okay, Polygon. That's part of Ethereum, and they're saying. So what I've been learning is they're saying that if that can rise over this one threshold that they're trying to get, it could actually take over Ethereum and be the main thing. So yeah, that's a part of that. It works through that. Like, you can't, like, that and Binance are two completely different things.
But yeah.
You know what I mean?
So basically, if I want free NFTs, I just have to show up on NFT Discords, and I'll get free NFTs. And in a sense, you could then hustle NFTs.
I mean, well, okay, like I got so many free ones, it's crazy. But I also bought a bunch, and there's like, yo, there's networks that, like, okay, for example, like this Binance shit, like Ninja FTs. You should download that, because it's fucking like, it's beyond being the first one where you can mint shit and all that. It's really good as a beginner thing to learn shit from, because there they have daily airdrops. Okay, so like every day at 6:38, you just open your app, whatever, show up before 6:38. Obviously, there's other people trying to get it, but you click airdrops, and they're at 6:38. They're gonna drop one, and could be like today 28 people can claim it, and tomorrow 55 can claim it. They'll put whatever the fuck number they put on there, but yeah, they give out a certain amount per day of
thanks,
free
Priscilla.
ones.
She said, great interview.
Yo, respect.
No, but that's
fam.
like
My friend right there, they're doing big things.
Yo, big
shout
facts.
out 514 Alignment too.
I really admire what they've done. Like, they're fucking unestablished. I just
my homegirl's building. She's not telling people what she's up to, but she's doing big things behind the scenes. They got this shit popping.
I believe it. I say, what's cool is that she does like all this shit that is like, I don't know, fuck all about it. So it's really cool to watch her do it. So it's like, yo, I just be learning. I just be watching and learning and doing my thing over here, and it's like dope. I'm glad that they exist. It makes me feel.
Bro, y'all got two different lanes. Like,
big lanes.
They gonna be they can be paparazzi that works, like, basically paparazzi that works for the artist.
Like, you want that paparazzi there. Like, you holler at them like, yo, can you guys come like film me and shit? Like, I actually started buying some nicer shit so that I could show up and be like, yo, like, clothing wise. I'm like, yo, I gotta be showing up because people like 514 Online Mix be filming the people in the best clothing and shit. And I'm like, okay,
Yo, they got models and shit. Models.
You know what it is? It's like what MTL Blog wishes it was. They could be what MTL Blog was supposed to be.
Yo, Dave, that shit is such a flop. MTL Blog, damn. Just like, yo, that's one of those things that I followed on everything, hoping that it was gonna be like my shit, and it just turned out to be doo-doo. Just doo-doo. I'm shaking. You can see me shaking my fucking head right now?
Yeah.
I know you can see that.
Bro, I feel like A lot of people agree with you. I mean, they I can't post. They blocked me at one point. I'm blocked from even interacting on their shit.
Who the fuck wants to interact with them anyways?
I don't know. So
Like,
I guess back in the day when I was more of a shithead on Facebook, me, I got blocked.
yeah. Hey, where haven't I been blocked? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you haven't been blocked by now, you're doing something wrong.
I did get my
You're
first.
doing something wrong.
I got my
You
first
know?
Facebook community warning. The you fucked up, not like jail, but the yellow flag. You know what it was for?
For what?
If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. That
Shut
post.
the fuck
I
up.
was drunk, and I posted that verbatim, and then immediately, and now there's this yellow thing on my profile every day, being like,
I can't disappear, but yeah, that shit was. I had that fucking thing. Mine was like red, like fucking log into Facebook, and we're calling the CIA. Like my shit was hard. Yo, 6 months straight of this red big ass block thing on my page. So I just fuck that account a lot. Well, I didn't lose it, but like I just
yo, it messes with you a little bit.
5,000 people, 5,000 people.
I also have a warning
You
on
know?
my YouTube account, so because I was like streaming battle rap shit to like for when I was interviewing a battle rapper, so I would just like stream shit.
Dude, this is YouTube. You're supposed to be able to do shit like that.
Well, I was on Twitch streaming it. Well, no, I was streaming to
Oh,
YouTube, so I was streaming URL content, and it turns out don't do that. URL will fuck you up, and so they struck. They did. It was kind of like a warning strike. Like
yeah,
it would have
maybe
been a
you are.
strike.
Yeah, still.
And so I haven't streamed any of this shit live to YouTube since because I really don't want to fuck up my YouTube account. But every time I log in, like right now, my channel dashboard, channel violations, active community guideline strike, warning. And it's like, no, it's not going away.
Crazy.
It's just not going
These fools are
away.
crazy.
You're stuck. Fuck you. You're just watching this for the
These
rest
fools
of
are
your
crazy.
YouTube career.
These fools are crazy. Like URL, like people like to because they got pay-per-views popping now. You know what I mean?
I
So
also
it's like,
got the app, which is where like a lot of their shit pops off.
there you go. Says I didn't even know they had an app because I'm not really onto that battle rap shit. But fucking, it's like, dude, they want the concentrate your content to one channel basically. They want their shit to be viewed through them, not through
Which
someone else.
I kind of respect. They're doing really
That
well.
is what it is.
And like, I mean, I got their app at one point. I mean, it was kind of like, yo, if I'm gonna be interviewing these guys, like, I should probably buy the URL app for a bit and like watch some battle raps and shit and just kind of explore.
Right.
And I actually have no idea if I'm still paying for it. Like, it's a 50-50. Like, I might be paying for it, I might not be paying for it. I haven't really thought about it. So I like to think I'm supporting URL low key.
See, he's a good guy. Me, I would never do that.
I mean,
Fuck that.
I look at
That's
it,
that's money in the air that you don't know about.
but
You
like,
need those dollars.
I look at it like
Investment dollars.
battle rap did a lot for me. I should do something for battle rap.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
So that's
okay.
why I'm comfortable
That's
with
how I look
it.
at it.
Because like, yo, let's be
Right.
real. Iron Solomon, Poison Pen, a few other names, like hard facts of what came after that. Like it wasn't lost on me the impact of them. And so battle rap gave to me, I should give back to battle rap. And even in
Yo, for
Montreal,
sure. Like
I try to be a little more supportive of it.
Anything that you gain from. See, that's what people don't understand. That's what people like to use the term culture vulture a lot in reference to fucking skin colors and this and that. A culture vulture is somebody who abuses what the fuck they're like they gain from something and don't give anything back and just rape what they're what they're gaining from. So
Facts.
you know what I mean? That's what a culture vulture is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's exactly what that would be if you were to do that. So anything you feel like you personally gaining from is it's not your responsibility, because I don't like using that word, because people can do whatever the fuck they want really at the end of the day. But yeah.
But like, if I'm
kinda
going
is.
to directly financially profit off of something, there's a karma to it all. Like, it's not necessarily a real rule. I look at it's kind of like what I call weed karma. The one thing I learned about weed is the more weed you share, you'll never have to be sober. because somebody will always share with you. It's when you get
A
greedy with weed.
Yo, that's true, bro. Like, yo, a friend with weed. What do they say? How do they say that saying?
I don't remember, but I know what
Is a
saying you
friend
mean.
indeed. A friend with weed is a friend indeed. Yeah, well, it's the same concept as you'll never go broke as long as I owe you. Feel me?
So it's like, I feel like by being smart about how you give back matters, just because like you have to, half the things I've heard where people don't like people have entirely to do with like the direction of transactions, whether or not it's money. People get kind of
Yeah,
weird about people when they feel like somebody's taking more than is being given back, and
for
like
sure.
reputations
Always.
and
You don't want to feel like you
statuses
cheated.
only go so far.
Yeah, you don't want to feel like nobody wants to feel cheated and used, bro.
That's it.
Nobody.
Everybody
You
wants
know what I mean? So
value.
if you're gaining from something directly, like well, yo, what you put out there, you go get back. You know what I'm saying? So might as well it's that karma concept, bro. You might as well be on the good side of that shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and it's
So
like, cause people gossip and shit too, right? Like that's a real thing.
big time.
So
Oh yeah, that's a real big thing.
I'd rather people call me an asshole who does good things than a nice guy who does bad things.
Yo, that makes complete sense for sure.
'Cause I'm
You
aware
know,
some
and
people think I'm an asshole. It's fair enough.
you know, if you're the asshole, what the fuck am I then? Damn, I must be like the fucking supervillain.
No, I
But
don't. I
I'm
don't.
cool with that thing.
Actually, people really respect your art. I think more than you might think. People like respect your art.
And to those who do, salute to you. Um, much respect for that. I know that a lot of people do respect it. Um, that's another thing I want to say is like, yo, I don't necessarily have to like, like, okay, how people like, yo, okay, these Kylie Jenners and shit like that I fuck with. You know what I mean? Like, I like the fact that they're in TV fucking land. You know what I mean? Like that's it's cool that they're there. Not, like I'm not. Maybe I don't fucking like them personally. They wouldn't like me personally, or I'm gonna like them personally. You know what I mean?
Probably not.
So it's good that there's the separation of that. You know what I'm saying? Um, so
But yo,
you don't
like
have to
the way you
necessarily
treat
like
pop
me.
stars is not that different than the way people treat boxers or Jake Paul. Like to be fair, people be talking about Jake Paul with the same frequency you talk about like some of these girls. I'm gonna just throw it out there, and that's not a fake statement, and it's not even shots. Jake Paul is remarkably interesting this year. What can I say?
He said some interesting shit the other day. Actually, I seen a clip of it on TikTok. Like somebody was shitting on him for saying something. And he was like, "Yo, shut the fuck up!" Like, "Yo, I was just reacting to like, I don't know, some dude was talking about other boxers' fucking wives and like a whole bunch of racist shit, and he just called them the fuck out on all of it. And yo, I was peeping the comments after that, and it was like, yo, a lot of people switched up how they felt about him from that very moment. I was like,
Well, he's getting
yo, because
older,
dude was standing up for some real shit. You know what I mean?
but they're like the same thing happened to
So
Logan when he got to that age. It's like, okay, listen, how many of y'all were like well-behaved moralists at 21? Please tell me. And then how many of you all at 25 calmed the fuck down and like started to pursue more mature things and now in your 30s are judging 20-year-olds? How many of y'all are that, right? Like look, I like saw Logan Paul like get his shit together right quick after that Suicide Forest thing, and people were like willing to condemn him and write him off like he's the worst human being ever and how could you do that? I'm like, I don't know. He's a millionaire and he's young and he has no fucking guidance. Everybody does dumb shit. Look at Justin Bieber. Everybody does dumb shit when they're young, and they're rich, and they're powerful.
That's it, bro. Like,
but then they get older, and then all of a sudden, people have experiences. Like I'm certain
you grow, bro. You change. Like you start to go through shit that makes you act differently.
Yo, imagine if all of our parents had Twitter when they were like 20. I guarantee
Bro,
you
get the
nobody would
fuck out
act
of
the
here.
same, bro. Everybody would be like pulling up tweets from 1983 and canceling motherfuckers left, right, and center.
You know, dude, people are doing that without the fucking tweet, bro. People, I see people like, why don't we talk about how Elvis was banging a 12-year-old? It's like, so was fucking literally everybody else at that fucking
Bro,
in those times. You know what I mean? Like,
people are wild
it's
about
like,
that shit. And I'm not, look, it's not even to say it's right, but like, it's only really recently that it wasn't cool to fuck a 16-year-old. Like, this is one of those things where I'm not advocating this, but when I was in my early 20s, right, it was almost like if you could bag a 16-year-old, it was like a badge of honor to a lot of people. The media glorified shit like this. Everything kind of like pushed it. The age of consent was there. Like, and I'm not saying like you were supposed to do it, but there's like a whole remarkably large number of 16-year-old girls that fuck guys in their 20s.
100%. There's a line, of what fucking age can do that. You know what I'm saying?
But
like, dude, if you're 27, 28, and you're fucking a 16-year-old, I'm gonna crack your fucking face open.
No, facts. And again, I'm not. You know what I mean? This isn't meant to advocate it. I'm saying like if you really watch,
like there's
like a lot of the movies and shit, right? This is kind of where I'm going with it. It's not about like the reputation. So you start watching the 80s movies and the 90s movies, and bro, man, everybody's like fetishizing high school girls. Like everything's about fucking high school girls. It's really weird. Okay. Not everything, but a lot of shit is.
100. I was just seeing shit like they had a clip of like these kids from today watching all the 90s teen movies. Okay? So the big ones that they were shitting all over were American Pie. Dude, Where's My Car was the most offensive movie in the world to these people.
I don't really remember the movie.
Not like this is something that they wanted to ban, like fucking learning about the Holocaust in fucking high school, like on that level.
Is it bad? Like I haven't seen that movie. I never.
Dude, what the fuck could be bad about Ashton Kutcher and fucking Sean William or whatever the fuck, running around acting like two burnouts with a whole bunch of strippers looking for a car? What's bad about that?
That sounds
You're
like
fucking
the 90s. Or 2000.
You know what I'm saying?
It just sounds like
it's
that.
It's a stoner movie, bro. It's a stoner movie. Like, it's not. You can go back to the original movies like that. Like all them.
Yeah,
like in the 80s. Shit like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. All those. Like your fucking Breakfast Clubs and fucking Fast Times and all this, like the original teen movies. You know what I mean, from the 80s. So like, it's always been that, and now it's like these kids hear that. Eminem is like, they look at him like he's the fucking devil. Like, how did he get away with this stuff? He didn't. Like, his life was.
I try.
He was.
People don't know. The one thing is that I think people don't know about 2000 is how like weird censorship was. Like, people don't know that the way they can speak free in content. Like, bro, you couldn't be anywhere saying fucking smoking a joint anywhere in 2000,
bro. Like,
it just wasn't allowed. Like, Howard Stern was in big trouble being pushed off to the side for being kind of risque in these times.
Risque wasn't even the word. Howard Stern had girls squirting on TV in 1994.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Howard Stern had fucking Jenna Jameson sucking the kielbasa off, like before this was a thing. There was no, like, this was, like, Howard Stern was...
But he was still put into a corner where he was allowed to do that, kind of, and still had to deal with, like, he had, like, real shits.
He was... That's why he was shock jock Howard Stern. You know what I mean? But it wasn't, like...
But, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, most people...
Tupac had to deal with so much of this shit. Like, Tupac went to war with them. He went to war with C. Dolores Tuckett and fucking... He tells them all off on, like, plenty songs.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. You know about this shit. Like, it's not like...
Who the fuck is Dolores Tucker? And forever, that's all I can think of. Is that Dolores Tucker is a motherfucker. Like, forever, that's all I'm ever going to think about this woman's name. Because that's how I learned her name.
But did you see, like, how, like...
Yeah, I did.
She was on a rampage. Like, the shit she used to say about him and Snoop and, like, everybody else. Like,
Wasn't
all
she
these
the one
people,
that
like,
pushed the explicit lyrical content shit?
yeah, that's the one who got the fucking stickers on the CDs and shit. You know what I mean?
Which now is like a
Yeah.
badge. It's like if your shit doesn't have that, what kind of rapper are you?
You know, I'm you know, I tend to try to, like, I've noticed that I don't even have to put that or anything else on artwork anymore.
No.
Like literally nothing.
Well, it's because the stores do it for you, right? Like there's a checkbox for it that like marks everything
Yeah,
as explicit.
exactly.
But I
So
bet
don't
you would
even
have
need
to do it
your
on
art.
physicals. Like I'm pretty sure you would have to do it with physicals because that would be like, yo, it's going to
If
a
you're
store.
barcoding it, yeah. If you're barcoding your shit, 100%.
Yeah, but like
because if they're gonna sell it on a market, like, yeah, you kind of have no choice in that sense.
But like otherwise now you don't even have it. Like come to think of it, I haven't actually put that barcode, but I have it on like my first project. I think we put it like we have it on the first couple because like in the head, yo, maybe we're gonna sell it on discs until it turned out I've never sold a disc in my life because I never printed a disc to sell.
it's the last disc that I printed. Well, I didn't even print it, but like, yeah, was the 8 Mob album. And that was when did we drop 8 Mob's album? 2015.
I had the music. We watched the music video today.
There you go. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 8 Mob's album was the last printed actual physical copies.
Plus, I was working with Shamat with Justice when that came.
Yeah, that's true, right? You were working with Justice back then. This guy's living the fucking Vida Loca. I just seen his shit on Instagram. This guy's like on the beach in what looks like fucking paradise.
It's because the thing is, it's really amazing about what he did is how replicatable it is. Him and I have a very similar grind on how we took on the white collar world because neither of us is formal. I can't say that I have his background, but as far as resumes go, I don't have the credentials that other people. I never went to school like that, you know? So there are just all these fields where you just learn shit. And then, like, you walk into a company and you're like, yo, my name's Travis Bryant. Look at my teddy bears and pop stars universe. Now, you obviously don't want this, but what if we make this grandma appropriate? And now all of a sudden you hustle in your services as a marketing specialist to corporations for thousands of dollars. Like, I have a homegirl who pulls like $2,500 a month on the side. Granted, that money goes out. You're paying people to do things for you, but she still pulls $2,500 a month just to give companies services like, I'll write your blogs, I'll make your this, and then you are the middleman and you hire.
That's what people. That's the thing. People thinking outside the box these days. You don't have to have this conventional fucking way of making money. And like, yo, my mom's, this is one, like, my mom's forever, like, yo, I could be 60 and I could be on stage at the fucking Grammys and she will still tell me to get a job. I probably spent 3 times the amount of money that, I mean, I don't even want to throw numbers out there, but like, I could have bought a fucking house probably in cash money with the amount of money I spent last year. A person who does that does not require a conventional way of work, especially with my background, my look, and everything that's like, just, yo, I can't.
Chris Chrome shows up. He's just like, Travis, talk about money. Damn.
Yeah. What up, Chris? Like, I just, like, I don't have to go out there and do that. Like, I can't deal with fucking sitting in a place with people all day. I, don't really, for the most part, like a lot of people get, like, it's not my vibe, bro. Like, there's not, I gain nothing from that. I gain as little from that world as I did from fucking high school, which I dropped out of.
I found school is very not good, but I got to admit, work has been really useful. Not for like money, but I don't know.
Learning tools, anything that you can get from it is like, for me, I'm not gaining from
let's say the executive production side of my life, really it's just project management, right? So like, I get to practice on established brands. I can't ever talk about it in this world because of contracts, but like, let's say
it's non-disclosure, bro.
I get to practice in real time some of the shit people are hypothetical about. Only this is like a company, so like we have a team and there is things in motion. So like I know I get to practice what the page one Google people talk about and then see how full of shit they are. I guess that's what it is. Because here's the thing. I've been at a company for 11 and a half years or something like that. A lot of people don't know what it is to be a person that worked at a company a long time. Obviously, I like my job. I worked there a long time, but I'm not a millionaire. And I don't think that because it's a publicly traded company.
Being a millionaire is broke these days.
Yeah, but to even then, it's like you need assets and shit to become a millionaire. You're not getting that off of work.
Oh, for sure, bro. Like 100%. And that's why I started buying a whole bunch of just, people think that like, these things that I buy are just, I tried to explain to somebody that I have a fucking picture with a certificate of fucking Kylie Jenner that's worth $1,400.
Yeah, people don't understand.
That's an asset. I could bring that to a fucking bank because of the certificate. It's numbered and da-da-da. It's like an NFT, basically.
Yeah.
Before NFTs.
Well, I mean, that's what NFTs were emulating, was this system of authentication. It's basically like with the Pokemon cards with Logan Paul and that group of people, even though they fucked up.
Pokemon cards, I heard this fool fucking bought all these fake cards or some shit.
It's not on him, though. It's actually on this certification board. So he brought the certification board in, and they said it's a legit box of Pokemon cards. They confirmed it. So it's like if you went to the confirmation people and they're like it's legit and then it's a scam, it's not on you. It's on somebody else at that point. Like, you're not an idiot, in my opinion. However, whoever the fuck authenticated it is an idiot, and now they don't authenticate Pokemon cards anymore because they don't know how it happened. And I'm like, wow, that's big. So he lost $3.5 million.
Bootlegging Pokemon? Damn.
I mean, that's a $3.5 million score.
That's crazy.
Off of Pokemon cards.
I've been in the wrong business, bro. I came up too like too late. Pokemon was like, man, that was the younger generation.
That was my shit.
So I know nothing about fucking Pokemon. Yeah, I know nothing about Pokemon whatsoever.
You know what?
So when people
if y'all want to understand the NFT market,
and all these, I don't know this shit.
So check it. People like play Pokemon, and you can think about Pokemon from a cultural perspective, like your NFT squad. There's all these different identities and characteristics. So you have all these different Pokemon that do different things. You collect them. You build your own custom team. So it's like if you bought a bunch of NFTs to personalize yourself. And it's a bunch of 12-year-olds fighting with digital monsters that evolve. So it's a little different. But ultimately, it's not. It's just like you would find your favorite Pokemon out of this batch of Pokemon, and they would become almost like a way to express yourself. Like, I love Gengar. And then there's the people who love Gengar. And then you would pick I know you don't know what that means. It's a Pokemon.
I don't, but like, I get the fucking point. You know what I mean? It's like,
so in that frame of mind, NFTs make more sense because people have been using avatars and weird animal shit to represent themselves since I'm 10.
For a long time. Yeah, for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, for example, the Wolfgang that I copped, like, honestly, I think dude looks like me. I mean, he's got the money in the rag and shit. He's got the fucking Letterman jacket on. Like, he's in my fucking, it's my profile on IG and Twitter and shit.
It's kind of small. Y'all have to like zoom in a bit. Hold on, can I zoom in for y'all? I have it covering your face. There, that's it. You can see him. That's his Wolfgang guy. Awesome.
Yeah.
We did.
If you check it on Twitter, like, you'll see it like big.
Oh, fair. I went on your Insta, but either way, everybody saw your Wolfgang. That's what's up.
Yeah. That's my new addition. That's what I consider to be, like, even though I have a bunch of them, like I have a bunch of Ninja FTs and shit like that. I was like consciously making the decision last night, like where am I going to start that fucking journey? Like, it's not going to just strictly stay all Wolfgangs, obviously. You know what I mean? Like, you get a whole bunch of different shit, but that's where I needed to pick one. Like, am I going to get a humanoid? Am I going to get a this, that? You know what I mean?
Like, people think this shit's going to just be nothing until all of a sudden this metaverse is, like, real. What I mean by real, I mean, like, y'all have an Oculus in your crib.
It's already real, bro. Like I didn't even know what the fuck this was when you and Dada were talking about this shit. Like I'm like, what? And then
Dada is on
all of a
another
sudden,
level. One day I'm on
bro, this
Twitter.
guy is definitely on another level with that.
Yo, he's like, they're like talking shit, like turning NFTs into basically digital vinyls and shit. And I'm like, what in the fuck are y'all
bro,
going on about
bro.
here? They got white
I
papers for
noticed.
it. When they bringing out white papers, y'all know it's that real shit. Nobody says white paper without stats and data.
Oh yeah, like yo, Dada got the first ever humanoid yesterday. The first ever one.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, a humanoid is a type of NFT. It's like you know that yellow guy in his fucking profile.
Sure.
The humanoids are 10. It's like 10K NFTs, like 10K different fucking, and they're all based off the same, like the apes. You know what I mean? All different fucking versions of that. Kind of like what I'm gonna do with Teddy's After Dark. All the bears are gonna be based off the same bear.
Because y'all don't know where this is going. Because this is where this is going. NFTs are like in a world that's completely digital that understands how copyright works. You won't be able to use that avatar. You won't be able to just upload the avatar that is your whatever it is, but you'd probably be able to walk around in worlds as that avatar.
That's insane, bro.
But then you got to think about it. Everyone acts like you can just download the JPEG in the real world. You can. But can you download the JPEG and put it on your house in the NFT world of metaverses? No, you can't because they have certification built in and they can track that shit.
Property, yeah.
So like all of a sudden
that shit is on your wallet, bro.
like,
That's what happened with the fake apes this week. There's one that was like super expensive fucking ape that got stolen, and 2 people are claiming it. It's in 2 different wallets right now, and it's fucked. There's like a big thing going on. So like, I think it's OpenSea froze the NFT because it's worth a shitload of money, bro. Like mills. You know what I mean? I'm seeing some of these prices, dude. Like, not even understanding how people. Like, I saw this dude went from. He's like, yo, 6 months ago, I was fucking homeless. I was like, okay, and now where you at? He's like, I have $14 million in my bank account. And that is a fact. I've seen several people go from that to that within 3 months of understanding this NFT shit. I'm not saying to quit your job and go do this,
but let's say you have time on your hands. There's actual plays to be made. Now, here's the thing. People see the crypto scams and that side of it. That's all boring. NFT, and then on top of that, there is real practical value. People act like people don't waste crazy amount of money on skins in video games. And now you're going to think about your avatar. You're in Altspace VR. You're in Facebook Horizon. You're in all these future social clubs that don't exist yet, but you're going to be there because you want to hang out with your friend in Australia or whatever. So y'all figure out a way to link up in this place. And then when you're in these social settings, you're going to see a person walk by with one of these $1 million outfits. And you're going to be like...
Eminem just paid $500K for a dude made one of those... Yeah, the humanoids, actually. Oh, no, the apes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made an ape that looked like M, and he kept on tagging him on Twitter and shit. M copped it for like $500K, bro, and that's his avatar now.
So that's the thing. It's like people can do all this shit, and then everyone's going to act like nobody's going to care until all of a sudden the social cues make it cool. Like, look at Supreme. Supreme has no value other than the fact that people gave it value, and therefore it has value.
Yeah, for sure. It's trash. It's trash, and now it's like, yo, it sells. Their draws sell for like $300, bro.
So like, why? Like, and people just don't see where this metaverse is going. Now, personally, I haven't fucked with NFTs because I haven't, like, put time into it. Mostly because it's just one of those things I don't have the energy for with everything else I'm doing.
Oh, it took me 10. Yo, I think the actual sale time was like 7:45 this morning. After like 10 hours of me looking and flipping through them shits.
But
like making a conscious decision, like I said, like it was like super like, okay, am I gonna go with this brand, this one? And yo, when it came down to it, I was like, I looked at the whole collection and I was like, yeah, this is fire. I think the whole wolf thing, I fuck with it. And like the way they made them, like, yeah, there's one that I'm probably gonna get like
Yo, so say a word.
guarantee
That's
it.
exactly what this
Can't stop
fucking
the
guy's
Tupac.
doing. So I got a brave bunny.
You got who?
A brave bunny.
Okay.
This is from
All right. Okay.
Janindra from Royalties Clothing. He's dropping NFTs and shit. So he sent me a gift package. It hasn't opened yet. The other, like, I don't know how this works really. I just have a box that will get.
Yeah, you definitely open that because you might
No,
have.
it's not
like,
ready yet. He said it says it's coming soon still. So he's still
okay.
got
So
to.
that means there's gonna be there's a reveal and shit like that.
And
And
then,
so then you find out what you're getting then at
and
that
then
point.
at that
you know what I mean?
point, I get this thing. So technically, I have a brave bunny, and I can go do NFT shit because he gave it to me, and then I can sell it if I want. Is what I understand. But the thing is, it's his sold. He sold one, and it was like, it was. I'm not like a crazy number, but it's like an ounce of weed kind of number. And I thought about life differently when I said, "Wow, that's an ounce of weed." Just cause he said, "Who has a MetaMask wallet?" And I said, "I have a MetaMask wallet." That whole conversation, and now I got a digital asset that could be now. I don't fully understand the full potential of this world. Now, I also do not believe rappers are just going to instantly sell fucking NFTs because they're going to get hot all of a sudden. You kind of have to be hot.
Rappers have been selling. Rappers are some of the biggest ones right now.
Biggest rappers, but big rappers flipping NFTs. I'm saying Joe Blow in the corner, he ain't going to flip an NFT.
Yeah, no. I mean, unless they're really into that like type of shit, like whatever. Like me, the way all this shit came about was, man, being on Twitter and like, that's what I get from Twitter because I don't really have fucking interaction on there whatsoever. But I learn shit somehow. Like trends happen on Twitter. Trends happen big time on Twitter. So all of a sudden my Twitter's like flooded with this shit. So I start seeing this and I'm like, then I start seeing Dada talk about it more and more and more and more. And I'm like, yo, you know what? This is really where the fucking world is going at. Like everything seems to be revolving around that. So I started doing what I was doing. And like, I'm like, yo, I don't want to be the dude that's sitting there kicking myself in the ass in 6 years because I didn't jump on before. Like right now, people that are getting involved in this shit right now, this is the beginning of it. This is the beginning of that world. So I'm in from the get. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, they were doing this like 3 years ago, but like super small, like developing all this shit to become where it's at now. You know what I mean? To where it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So like this is the beginning of it, and I didn't want to be the dude that's like, the fuck am I? Yo, I could have had 300 million in my bank account, and I didn't do it for what reason? Like I've done that too many times in life with shit. You know what I mean? So like I wasn't gonna have that.
Yeah.
So all within like a half an hour, I'm like, okay. I Googled fucking NFT. I'm like, okay, I gotta make a logo right the fuck now. So I made the fucking Teddy's After Dark crypto logo with the bear and shit. And because I wanted to keep everything like within my brand, I went with the Teddy's After Dark. So I hit Dada and I'm like, yo, I opened the MetaMask. I did all the little basic shit like that. The MetaMask, the fucking blah, 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 the logo. And I hit him. I'm like, yo, what do what do you really think about this shit, you know? And it was after hearing him tell me that, yo, that shit was gold and adding to, like, he gave me like really good ideas. You know what I mean? Like he solidified what the fuck I was thinking. I just like opened up a whole lane for it. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I didn't get what the fuck remember I was trying to explain this shit to you and I was like, dude, I don't know. You got to read what the fuck he said. But now that I know, like now that I've been doing this for a few weeks or whatever the fuck like that, like, and I copped the thing, like now I know what he was talking about with the 10K different fucking this and that. And so now I'm like, okay, this is what he was trying to tell me.
So basically,
like,
you're going to create limited runs of 10K of a deviation of a particular avatar thing, 10K version.
10K different, like it's going to be the bear. the teddy bear, and it's like
And
10K different
inherently,
fucking versions.
each of these things looks kind of just like a simple avatar. But like, yo, do y'all remember one of them Nintendo things? Maybe it's the Switch. I don't fucking remember. They had those little action figure things, and you could take the action figure thing and you could touch it to your console, and it would like import shit into your game that you couldn't get otherwise. NFTs to me are gonna be like that in the metaverse. It's gonna be like stamps.
The way I was looking at it is when he was explaining to me the 10K NFTs based on different traits and rarities, right? So when I caught this shit last night, I'm looking into properties, and it's like, okay, 3% of them have this. Like it gives you like what, like let's say what dude's got on him, right? Okay, so 3% of them have a Letterman jacket. 2% of them have a fucking toothpick in their mouth. These 6% of them got headphones. You know what I mean? So all these different properties. So that's what makes it rare within them, is the fucking different shit that you put on them, how you build that particular NFT.
Oh my
and that's
God.
what makes it rare.
So they tapped into the shit that Magic the Gathering been playing on for like 30 years.
Basically, bro. But how can people not? Of course, there's gonna be people like that. Like, bro, who the fuck else is developing shit like that? People that
care about Steam achievements. It's the people who care about achievements in video games that are developing this. Let's be fucking real.
It, bro. It's the people that were fucking playing Dungeons and Dragons and Zeldas and and showing up to Harry Potter parties. Like, oh, that's who's doing this.
Sergio, you probably got hella laid at a Harry Potter party.
What?
You probably got hella laid at a Harry Potter party, all things considered.
I've never been to a Harry Potter party, but I would love to go to one with Dua Lipa, because apparently she does that. And all these people fucking do that shit. I've seen this as an actual thing.
Yep.
Harry Potter parties.
Yo, people be obsessed with it.
I didn't even know this was a thing until I saw some shit of her being at one.
My theory is because girls loved it. So because girls loved it, guys loved it.
Hey. Yo, oh man, I don't even want to go there, but I just heard somebody very close to me told me some funny shit last night about somebody we commonly know, and their dorkiness level, taking it to another next level. I'll tell you about it later, but yeah,
it's not a good
real
on camera.
Spazzed out dork on some Harry Potter shit.
Well, the thing is, man, that would get you so many cool points in certain communities, man. Like, it's weird.
You know what? Teddy's After Dark, the animated video. That's another animated video that's coming. Different person making it, but that I really can't wait to see even what. I gave him a list of 300 things, and I'm like, this. And he read the list, and he was like, holy fuck, there's some cool shit in this list. You know what I mean? Like, that was his first. He's like, wow, these are some crazy ideas.
Right.
But it's just like really random shit. Like I said, like everything I've always spoken about.
Yeah,
when it comes to that.
Brought that one.
Harry Potter, like the song itself, the actual song, the record, like there's a break in the song where everything stops and it's like, and I'm just like vibes, and then the beat comes back in and like drops it, and it's back to the hook. Teddy's After Dark. And it's like, but that part of the video is specifically designed for it to be the little wizard from Harry Potter, the beat in the costume. So that universe, it's the producer who made the beat in a Harry Potter costume, going like this, vibes. You know what I mean? And you see that shit. So yeah, like it somehow all came into play somehow. I had to bring it in there because I'm like, too many people relate to this shit without, like, I don't fucking know a damn thing about no damn Harry Potter.
Dude, if you read the Harry Potter books, you would probably like them. That's the truth of it. They're really fun. I don't know how else to put it. They're a fun read. They're just fun.
I don't think so. Not me. But I never Lord of the Rings.
No, it's nothing like Lord of the Rings.
And Harry Potter. And like, I'm not really into like.
Nah, they're like apples and oranges, man. You can't even compare these two.
Really?
Like Harry
See, I
Potter
wouldn't know.
ends up having Harry Potter is more like a soap opera, and Lord of the Rings is more like geeky shit.
Okay.
But Harry Potter is kind of more like a soap opera with wizards and teenagers and shit. It's more like a teenage, like the Euphoria show is probably more akin to fucking Harry Potter than not in terms of style of what you're getting into it for. Like you want to watch the drama, the relationships unfold. Yeah, no, Harry
Like
Potter is a
it's
lot
like a
more.
soap opera.
By the end
And
of it, they smash in low key and shit. Like it's not like Harry Potter's dating this one. Like it's more about that than it is about anything else by the end. Then they go on this big ass adventure and have a weird ass struggle point, and I didn't really like the last book, but like, it's like it's like being in high school. It's just like a teen drama more than anything else. So it's actually like fun. I don't know how else to put it. Like maybe you wouldn't necessarily love it,
you
but
know what? The fucking crazy part is I had 2 Harry Potter DVDs here, brand new, like in the fucking wrapping or whatever the fuck, and like I just gave them to somebody like 2 weeks ago without ever watching them.
yeah, movies
I
was
just gave
trash
them
to
to
me.
them.
But the books was something else. Because the books was like, to be
Yeah.
fair, like, I was in elementary school. These Harry Potter books show up, bro. We get pulled in. They have a
They're the
whole
big thing.
presentation for it, and then
Yeah,
they was ghost. Like you had to wait until, and then it would come
yeah.
back in. Next man's rented it
Those
out.
releases were like Jordans, bro. Those
And
fucking releases were like Jordans. I remember this, and I wasn't even like I was much
then
older. I was like fucking on
you would like go to
some
the
next shit at that point.
libraries and hit up on waiting list, and 4 months later they'd call you, and you finally get to read it, and you cop that
It's
shit
crazy,
before this, bro.
right?
And the
It's
thing
like
was,
they didn't really have to go
it was
through this
pretty
shit.
banging. I really enjoyed it. It was really good times. Like it lived up. Like it wasn't like the times when it's shit. It's like when it lives up to it. And I mean, granted, you had to like reading, but like this was the fun kind of reading. This was like the sugar. This wasn't the deep shit. So like, I don't know. I'm but the thing is I don't give a fuck about Harry Potter like that. Like I'm not really into I'm not into it like that.
Harry fucking Pothead.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna call you from now on, Harry Pothead, dog. Hey.
Well, it'll probably work. I mean, I want to get memeified, so people turn me into memes. That would make me very happy. Chris is trying to work with this picture he finds hilarious, so I'm playing along. Because, like, let's make memes.
You want me to? I can meme the shit out of you, boy. I can meme you definitely.
I was thinking about it, like, people make memes about shit, and then that shit spreads. So, you know what? Like, if I'm on Know Your Meme, because I become a meme, then people are going to go back to my Spotify.
Yo, interesting fucking fact. You know that fucking Thug Life cat?
Yes.
That was my cat.
What?
Yeah, that was my cat. And that actual picture of Thug Life was a picture of my cat that my mom's had in her office. And her coworkers, like, because, yo, the cat's name was Tupac. Like, I used to call him Tupac.
Like the yellowish one?
My fucking roommate. No, the gray one.
Oh, okay, yes, you're right. Now I'm picturing it. Yeah. And then the little glasses would come down on it.
Well, that was way later.
Right.
They took that thing and went with it. Like, I don't even know who made him famous like that. Like, I don't even know how this happened. But, like, that picture, like, the cat's name was Tupac. So my mom's would be at work and, like, she had the fucking picture of the cat or whatever. And, like, oh, the kitty cat, what's this? The cat's name's fucking Tupac. So they played a joke on her and put the Thug Life shit on the cat's fucking hat. Like, they put the beanie on the cat, on Pac. So from that picture, that shit, like, one day I was just on, and this is like fucking 10 years later, mind you. Like, there was none of this meme shit. None of this existed. And then one day it was like the Thug Life cat. I was like, that's my fucking cat. The fuck? But yeah, that's true story.
That's wild. I mean, your cat got famous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look at it like
real talk. Like, I don't even know how.
But like, I'd rather like
cat
like I don't want to necessarily be just like a meme, but I feel like parts of my personality are memes, and if I get famous, they're gonna meme me anyway. So let's get on that.
Like, if I learned anything from memes, is that fucking Bad Baby became fucking a multi fucking millionaire with like 5 different companies, TV shows and deals and magazines and every fucking thing else in the world.
So you're saying Bad Baby made a bunch of money, and then 2 years later, what happened?
He has a whole brand because of fucking that meme.
Yeah, and I mean,
there's a whole brand. Like Bad
she stepped into it though,
and because of that.
And a lot of people don't step into memes, or they don't care, they don't capitalize. I don't think a lot of the early meme people knew to do it.
Yeah, she went to rehab, came home, like, yo, you know you're a meme, right? Said, what the fuck is a meme? It's like, look at this. Cash me outside. Like us, the rest of the fucking world, we're sitting there for like 6 months sharing this bullshit before she even knew it was a thing.
That's wild to think about, because I guess she went to Dr. Phil, or whoever it was, Oz or whichever one, because it was like
Dr. Phil, because yo, apparently it was some bullshit, like she couldn't afford rehab, like her moms couldn't afford rehab, so she took her to Dr. Phil instead.
Because Dr. Phil,
and that's how she got rehab.
That's wild.
He sent her to rehab. Yeah.
Because Dr. Phil's gonna pay you to be on the show too, still. So it's not even just rehab; you get paid to be there.
You know what I'm saying? And like, yo, these damn fucking but like he put her up in a. He put her up in like one of those.
She's like, as you do. So something you do. You can't afford rehab. You go on Dr. Phil. Like, it's the move,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, hey, dude, I wanted, like, I was supposed to be on Jerry Springer. That was something we were consciously like, yo, let's fucking go to Jerry Springer and talk a whole bunch of shit, and I'm gonna freestyle, and we're gonna pretend that you cheated on me with this, and we set this up. We got the callback and everything for like it was gonna be the first episode of the last season of Jerry Springer. And they called me back like within 6 hours. Like, yeah, definitely, you're on. We're gonna pay for your fucking flight. We'll pay for your liquor. We'll pay for your food. We'll pay for your hotel, cigarettes, everything, all the good stuff. And just come on there and do your thing. So, but at the time, I was right about to go. Like, I couldn't leave the country. Especially, at that point, I could have, but I couldn't get the judge to sign off on it, like, fast enough for me to get there. It was, like, within 3 days, and it was, like, a Friday when they called me back, and I had to be there for, like, Monday or Tuesday or whatever to shoot. So I didn't end up doing the episode. That really pissed me off because I fucking watched Jerry Springer my whole life, and I was like, yo, this is fucking, I got to be on this fucking show. I got to go.
They don't make quality content like the Jerry Springer show anymore.
They do not. Like the old Jerry Springer show, man. When I was a kid, I'm talking really young, like child. Like this shit used to play at like 3 a.m, and it was some hard ass shit.
Wasn't there like this all was out not titties and shit?
It wasn't the same. What?
Wasn't there like all out titties and shit?
Okay, that's way later. Yeah, a lot of the section. Then they started really writing the way the shows have. Okay, this is gonna be every fight scene, everything. Like, you know what I mean? It became off of what actually used to happen on the show back then. Like the first 5-6 seasons of that shit. Yo, you gotta understand, Jerry Springer was the longest running TV. Outdid Oprah. It was like 32 years or some shit like that. The only other show in the fucking world that's lasted longer is The Simpsons. So
on Coronation Street.
But the beginning of Jerry Springer and the beginning of Oprah, the trash talk era of fucking TV, bro, Ricky Lake, Jerry Springer, all that shit. Oprah, yo, these were fucking crazy shows. Like, yo, he had the KKK facing off the Black Panthers. Like, real shit, like, used to go down on these shows. Big time fucking craziness. That's what I used to watch as a kid. And then it became the circus that it became, you know what I mean? And then they made the Ringmaster movie.
So, like, in a sense, Jerry Springer had political observational value at a certain point. Jerry Springer was the mayor of Cincinnati. Jerry Springer was the weatherman. He's now a judge. He was a lawyer. Jerry Springer is the most accomplished man in the fucking world, and nobody knows it because of his damn show. But he's had every job hat in the world. So he'd be like sitting there doing all kinds of corporate shit, and then show up at night and be like, "Let's get rowdy."
Oh, it was rowdy. People were like killing. Like the audience would like, yo. picture the Black Panthers and the KKK facing off in a studio, in a little studio in Chicago.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Full on brawl.
Oh, bro, it was insanity. Like those shows back then were, if you like, I'm pretty sure that you can get those, online and shit.
Something's got to exist
Go
somewhere.
research the beginning of Jerry Springer, like the first 5, 6 seasons, 7 seasons even. Like, when I was a kid, that shit was ruthless. Like hardcore television. Like it made you want to, at 8 years old, 7 years old, whatever the fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm sneaking fucking into the living room at 3 a.m. and I'm gonna watch Jerry Springer. And that's what the fuck I used to do. Like, it was a big thing. And I had like older cousins that used to watch it and shit. Like, I was like, yo, Jerry Springer. And they'd be talking about it. I was like, what the fuck is Jerry Springer? Like, yo, that shit was hard. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, it was definitely the end of it wasn't a daytime. Yo, see, Maury ain't got shit on no Jerry.
Maury was good. Okay, like he wasn't no Jerry Springer. Like the early Maury.
The beginning of Maury.
Like shit when they would cure phobias and do other cool shit and like.
Yeah, you see, like that's it. Like he'd have like, there'd be like a month of Maury, let's say, and there's like 3 episodes where they're like face your fears, and then 27 episodes of Who's the Baby Father.
That's what it became. What I mean? But back in the day, it was more versatile.
That's it. For sure, that's it. Because
then it turned
just like Jerry Springer, they saw where the fucking ratings were, and Springer was too hardcore for them to keep it like that. Like people were gonna die. You know what I mean? But Maury, that's not really the case.
No, Maury, it's like, oh, moms want to watch fucking baby daddy tests all day,
yeah,
every day. Is he the father? And did he cheat? And then,
that's what I'm saying.
If you or your spouse has been a victim of blah, 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 contact the Maury Show. Da, 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 da. We'll pay you for your story.
That's it, contact Jerry Springer. You know what I mean?
Bonnie says she would sneak down and watch Tom Green.
Oh, fuck, that show was wild, too. This fool was another... when that movie came out, like, the movie ain't have shit on his show. His show was hard, too. That was another, like... Man, these whole shows were fucking crazy. The shit that's what I'm saying. These kids, they try to fucking play Tom Green's fucking show, the Tom Green Show, for kids now. They think dude, where's my fucking cars bad? Oh, bro, stop this. No. Stop. You don't want none of that world. You don't understand 90s programming. You don't.
Nah, 90s programming is pretty wild. A lot of this shit is wild. Like, it's not even like the tame shit. It's like low key, like, it's not good. Like, I'm not judging it. It was the times per se, but some of it makes me question when people talk about the classics. So, like, like how people talk about the classic literature and they like get stuck on some shit. I'm like, if the 90s was so trash, what if the classics was also trash? Not to say that it is, but I feel like people put like way too much stock in the past.
The 90s was fucking. The 90s was where it's at. Like, I mean, like, look, the end of the 80s, and up to about. I mean, I enjoyed all the 90s thoroughly. I can't even lie. Like, every part of it was dope. Everything. The clothing, the fucking, the neons everywhere, the fucking. Like, everything from fucking MC Hammer, those fat pants had to go. But, like, everything from, like, 91 to, like, 99, I can pick all kinds of shit. Dude, like, there wasn't, the early Simpsons and the early, like, and Married with Children, period, the whole damn fucking TV show, 11 seasons worth, would never survive. Never. Like, it was crazy and taboo to have that shit on in the night.
I be watching shit on Netflix that parallels some of the themes of the early Simpsons, to be honest. Although maybe not the strangling of Bart. The strangling of Bart might not have flown today. That might have got
on what side?
I was saying, like, at first I was like, there'd be some shit on Netflix, and then I thought about how Homer would just like flat out strangle Bart on camera in front of everybody.
Yeah, strangle Bart. And like, that's all it was, bro. Like, I had a fucking Simpsons birthday party when I was 6. I was on the Simpsons before, when I was Simpsons came out like what, 88, I think was their first season. Same time as Married with Children. And I was on those two shows so young. My mother hated me for it. Like I had the whole goddamn neighborhood like on this don't have a cow fucking I had that t-shirt when I was 6. Like nobody had that shit. Like Simpsons was like, you can't watch this. And like I was watching it. Like, but I defied a lot of things. Like I also was watching fucking New Jack City at like 8 years old. So, you know. Sneaking off has its
my dad was just like showing me all that shit when I was 10. A little bit older. My dad was like, here, we're gonna get you culture. Let's hit the action section of the movie store. And I was watching all kinds of shit. And
oh yeah,
the only rule was cover your eyes at the titties.
I remember like I used to my grandfather used to like he used to love movies, you know what I mean? So he would have a lot of movies. So basically any movie that would come out back in the day, my whole family would bring him movies and shit, like my cousins, this and that, anything that would come out. And he had 2 VCRs. So every movie that came out, like he recorded it, you know, like he would have his bootleg of it, right? So I used to go there and I'd be like, oh shit, like early fucking 90s action movies and like shit like New Jack City, Menace to Society, all this shit came out. And I, like from the get, like obsessed with shit like that. So like, I remember watching Menace to Society with my, it was like, if they kill one more person, we're not watching this shit no more. I'm like, this is me at like 8, like, yeah, sure we're not. Shh. Watch Menace to Society. Watch him get smoked. He's about to die for a cheeseburger. He's about to take his cheeseburger off the crackhead. So, you know what I mean? Like, yo, those things, like, all those shows that I used to watch back then, bro, is like, woof. The content on Married with Children, yo, is heavy for a kid to watch. Like, there's a lot of tits and ass and fucking and fuckery. Because, like, yo, she's a bum-ass wife, and he's a bum-ass pops. And that was basically the whole essence of Fox Network, was The Simpsons, Married with Children, like bum-ass, regular, average Joe American families. One was cartoon and one was fucking human. And like the shit that they used to do, like the first, like everything they said on The Simpsons in the first 10 seasons, dude, you can't say that shit. None of that shit now. It's fucking insane. Like, and if they think that like yo, the other day on IG, like Billboard or some shit had something about Demi Lovato doing some, I don't know what. Oh, they have just shown off their new piercing. Say who's they? And then I kept reading and it was like they're, and I'm like, so I dropped a comment and my comment was there with like 3 question marks and 3 fucking laughy emojis. And it got like 400 likes. And yo, the whole world fighting under that. Like nobody even addressing me except for the one dude that's like, he was like, I checked his fucking page and it's like, yo, born in 2005. Like, I'm like, and the dude's comments all like, yeah, would you never learn about pronouns in high school? I'm like,
no.
Yo, what? I'm like, no, not that kind. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, and then, yo, to see the arguments develop under that.
I'm not gonna lie. Nobody said the word pronoun until this. Nobody ever said this word. This wasn't a word in the common diction.
Go on your IG right now
I put the fucking he, him.
Select.
I put the shit.
Select. What?
I'll put the pronoun shit.
No, like, dude, pronouns, like, what's your, every website now will ask you, what's your pronoun?
It's because the automated emails and shit. It's because the other side is, we be sending emails, so they want to know if they should address you as a he, a her, or a they in their templates.
Yeah, well, that's, you know what, dude? Like, fucking, yo, you know what? That's why they had,
Man,
you know, Mr., Mrs., Mr., Miss.
here's the thing,
You know
though.
what I mean? Okay,
I hang
cool.
out
You
with
want
a
to be a
whole bunch
balloon?
of people that hide their legal name and go by pseudonyms and want to be addressed by
Bro,
things
that's
that
what
are
I'm
not.
saying. It's like, yo, dude,
So it's like,
bro, I used to, before this, I would select alien, bro, because I don't give a fuck if you, like, yo, I have emails under girls' names, like thousands of them, bro. Like, I'm currently on Twitch right now on your thing, like on this Zoom meeting, yo, the email is a girl's name, bro. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't give a shit about that. Like,
but it's
people
more.
take this dumb
People
shit too
do take
serious.
it really serious, especially like, yo, it's like, because people take titles hella serious, especially like people like PhDs and stuff who like become doctors and
Yeah,
MDs and
yeah.
shit, like, so, or professors or whatever, and it's
I
like,
get it, but it's like, yo, okay, yeah, the fucking what's it called? The PhD and all that shit like that. Yeah, I understand. But
I mean, I look at it
what
like
else?
this. I don't give a
It's
shit
like
that much, to be
Judge.
honest. If like Demi Lovato wants to be a they, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I do.
It's not even just a they. It's the fact that she turned around after that and says, "Oh, there might be a time where I identify as a fucking trans man." How did you go from being a girl to other to possibly a time where you identify as a trans man? What the fuck are you
Going on a
on?
journey. I don't know. I watched this one
Yeah,
YouTuber that broke down a
you know,
bunch of
I'm gonna
shit.
go on a journey too. I'm going on a journey too, bro. Like me too. I am the Jordan 6 rings, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't identify as a broke motherfucker. I am a billionaire. So please address me as one.
I mean,
It's the same concept, bro.
sorta.
It's the same concept.
I mean, if you then achieve all of the things that you need to do to become a billionaire, then it's the same concept. Because, like, yo, it's not just like you just, like, it's a whole thing behind the scenes. Like, is she gonna go through all
How
the
you mean?
shit that, like, you gotta go through to go through that shit? Respect.
Bro, she already went through shit. Yo, you're talking about somebody who just had fucking 14 seizures. Like 14 seizures. This person is not well. She admitted it in her documentary. Like when she OD'd, she had 14 seizures. And then you see this and you're like, well, obviously everybody that's around you is a piece of shit and they're not helping you.
That's
And like,
possible.
I feel like she might end up dead because of something that's going on. And it's like, nobody's even going to check her on none of it because nobody fucking cares. And Demi Lovato's a product of Hollywood. She went from Barney to Disney superstar to international superstar singer.
I would argue
Like,
that you may have a really valid point that Demi Lovato may be in a situation where certain people are ignoring her cries for help, and it might be a cry for help. It might be super sincere,
yeah,
but I believe you
I
when
think so.
it
I
comes
think
down to
so.
this product
Honestly,
thing.
I really think so. You know,
However,
like
it's like there is legitimacy to a person going down that route in their life. Like, look, I'm not that, so it's mad hard for me to fully empathize with it. But I've met enough people. I've met trans men before. They be like,
I'm not talking about them at all. Like this has nothing to do with
right.
trans.
So I guess what I'm saying,
Like, yo,
like, it's not
like
about that. If you're I'm
it
just
has,
trying to like, I guess I did. Your concern comes more from Demi Lovato not being okay, and you see this is going off the rails.
like, yo, this has nothing to do with trans or this and that and that and that. You know.
Right.
It's got to do with like how can you you know go from this to this to, and it's like it's an everyday thing, you know. And then after she said that, she released a fucking vibrator that pleasures what does a vibrator do? You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna identify as a man but you're gonna play with a fucking vibrator and sell one as your merchandise,
all I
you're
know
backing this.
is that this is
That's all kinds of fuckery, bro. It's too much fuckery in one little bubble.
I definitely
Too
know
much.
that
It's like,
to the 20-year-olds, all this shit is making sense in a way where it's fuckery. Here, maybe. I just know that to her audience, that shit make all kinds of sense.
I am her audience, bro. How you gonna say that?
Other
I
parts
am
of
her
her
audience.
audience that are 20.
Yeah, well,
The
dude,
1995 kid that grew up with pronouns in high school version of her audience, who arguably is the large.
1995 kids don't act like that. 1999 kids don't act like that. None of them do. This is strictly to like this person that said that to me that I know fucking pronouns was born in 2005. That person is how old
Sorry,
now?
that's what I meant to say. The 20-year-old. He's 18, 16, whatever. So
17, some shit like that.
So these
So it's
kids
like,
are the Demi Lovato fans that are like on a different wave. Where, I mean, I don't understand it the same. Like it's been a transition. I just know that I've met enough people over the years that are trans, so I'm like fair. And then I met a lot of people that talk about pronouns and shit. And the younger you go, the more they're like, "How do you not know this?" And I'm like, "'Cause nobody talked about it till you guys did." Now it's a conversation, and it's like I feel like it's an adjustment. I mean, I just put the shit because I'm like, you know what? I don't care that much. Like, for me, it doesn't change anything to say they.
you know, these kids, like, dude, me, I'm not gonna buy into it and like roll with it and advocate for it. Like, yo, I got my battles to deal with. Feel me? So, fucking shit. Yeah, like I got my battles to deal with, and it's like I gotta pick and choose. Like I got other people's battles to fight too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like that's one that I'm choosing to, opt out of. I'm gonna go, deal with what you got to deal with. I'm not making anybody's life more complicated than it has to be. I'm not fucking adding no hate to the world or how people's living, because don't make a fucking difference to me. Do what you do, right? But I'm definitely not gonna be like bandwagoning the shit and like jumping on there and like having to roll with it. It's a choice. It's like, yo, I got X amount of shit to deal with. That's not in the game plan.
Right. I look at it like, yeah, it doesn't really affect me, so I don't care.
That's it. You know what I mean? Like, but me, like personally, as a fan of the fucking, of her music, well, some of it at least, it was like fucking shit. It was like, yo, dude, do you really want to alienate everybody that's not on that? Like, people got to think of that too. If you want to look at it from one side, you got to look at it from the other side.
Their answer to your question is absolutely yes. They probably make more money off of that choice, to be honest. Like, more money. Because the people that are now on your team are tripling down. And it's like, I'm not saying that I would do that. I'm way more neutral. In fact, if I was more polarizing, I'd probably do better. Because then more people would talk about me. And some of the more polarizing characters, even in the local scene, they do get more attention because of the fact that they are polarizing, so people talk about them and debate them. So I'm not saying
polarizing. Interesting.
Because arguably, you can't be a superstar without polarization. Meaning you need to have.
I said that. I said that on Made, bro. I literally said that on the song Made.
So
make a movie out of every single the Marilyn Monroe line and shit. And
so think about it like this: the fact that you could have 400 comments or hearts or whatever fucking happen on a comment like that on that post on Billboard about her is kind of more proof to the pudding of I think she's making good career choices because people talk about her. Because trust, nobody gave a fuck about her until this. I mean, like, in the grand scheme of things. I don't know if you heard that because it froze up again.
Yeah, well, she's making cool. Like, Demi Lovato has been a superstar since she was 5 years old, bro. She was on Barney the fucking Dinosaur.
But I mean, like,
yeah, no, but
relative to other people,
Demi Lovato is one of the biggest international talked about superstars in the world.
Like, but I feel like she's, like, I've never been her demo, but like, I never also heard people talk about Demi Lovato the way they talk about other ones. She never to me been like some of the like the Arianas or the other names, right? Like she's not in that tier.
Of course she is.
I mean,
100%.
I could be
Almost big.
wrong. So
Ariana
if I'm
Grande,
wrong,
Ariana
internet, it
Grande
is what it
huge.
is.
What you say?
So internet, if I'm wrong, I really don't listen to this like that. This is just my
No,
anecdotes.
this person is, bro. Demi Lovato is like Super Bowl, Grammys, that big. Yo, you can't get bigger than that. Like Ariana Grande, you know, The Weeknd, Adele, Dua Lipa. It's all the same shit. They're all that caliber of artists. You know what I mean? They're huge pop stars. Huge pop stars. She's on Hollywood Records, bro. It's like there's only certain people that say that. There's only certain people that are like, yeah, I did the Super Bowl halftime show. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's only a certain group of people that can say that. She's one of them.
Fair enough.
So, you know, yeah. So it's like, dude, I don't know. Me, like, I'm like, okay, do I have to have all this extra shit to listen to your music?
No.
Am I gonna seriously sit there and say I'm never gonna listen to another fucking Demi Lovato song as long as I live? No, you know, no. It is what it is. Like, I don't hate her for it. That is what it is. But like I said, you know, I got battles to pick, and this definitely ain't one of them.
No, it's just pop culture as it is now.
Yeah, that's it, bro. That's pop culture. Pop culture is a motherfucker.
I know
But
it's all
I
about.
want every last bit of it.
But it's all about
I definitely want.
polarization. Anything that's gonna anything that's gonna make like parents get mad is probably gonna be some shit that you might do for your career depending on the trajectory you want. I don't want the drama, but maybe she does.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. Honestly, she used to be one way, but this is a person that's going to continuously do things like that, according to like trends and like you know, you hear her say, "Oh, I was an emo lesbian." This is shit that she used to say. And then she got married, and then she was with Fez, and then married another dude, and now she's none of those things.
I like how people do not use his like actual name. It's just he's Fez for life.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. Like, because everybody, you know, nobody knows Wilder fucking Valderrama. If I'd have said that shit, they'd have been like, who?
Fez.
You know? Like, yo, that's Fez, right? Like, it's like that's his role. Like, you know, it's like people will always call him Kelso. Ashton Kutcher is Ashton Kutcher, one of the biggest actors out there, and to everybody, he's still fucking Kelso. Like,
yeah, I mean, you know? He did try real hard to not be Kelso, but it just worked out that people wanted him to be Kelso in other movies.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, okay, you tried real hard to not be Kelso, and then you made Dude, Where's My Car and My Boss's Daughter and fucking a whole bunch of movies where all you did was play Kelso.
I know, but then he was also trying to do shit like Butterfly Effect and other things to be like, I'm bigger than just being Kelso.
This is exactly why I wanted to use the other phone. Exactly for this reason.
That's fair. Stuff happens, right?
Oh, yeah, it's all good. I mean, it's just dinging every 2 seconds for no reason. People are trying to... And you know what? All week, my shit wasn't dinging like that this week.
It's because of the world, right? Like, you have to go through shit.
And the minute I had to get on to do this, everybody start calling.
Which I suppose means you have a very busy rest of your day.
I mean, yo, I'm still in the middle of this move, bro. All kinds of shit going on at once, you know? So I'm just trying to like get that done because I really got to start developing other things. Like, we got shit to do for the show. Yep. Like, I want to bring that to the table like ASAP. But I got to finish like 4 projects, you know? Like, there's obviously Bipolar's got to get made. The material that I started recording for that is actually going to be an EP called X's and OZs,
Right.
which is almost done. Because I decided, like, yo, grab those songs and put like X's, and that's what I meant. Like when I was saying it doesn't feel like obviously bipolar. I'm like, yo, the content is super. A lot of it's relationshipy, and it's literally like all songs about pretty much a whole bunch of different exes of mine. They're
Right.
like, and they weren't like written with the intent of ending up like that. I was like, yo, dude, did I really write all these damn songs? And like, this is what it is? Shit. Okay, well, let me. And then I thought of that. I was like, yo, this is a good title for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, that I got to finish that. I'm starting to put the idea of Legend in the Making 2 together. Teddy's After Dark is coming. Teddy Bears and Pop Stars 2 is coming. The NFTs are coming. The show's coming. And also an offset of my clothing that is going to be, oh, but by the way, yeah, let me show y'all what this right here, this belongs to Holden right there, see?
That's true.
That's the bone right there. I got to come deliver this to you. I was supposed to do that this week, but I was hella, you know what I mean? So y'all should get you one of these Teddy Bears and Pop Stars bags and whatnot. Everything's on deck. But yeah, like the new, I don't know, you might have seen a little bit here and there, but it's, I actually have it had it on my Facebook as like, what do you call it, cover photo. And it's the whole Kylie Jenner thing.
Right.
I was just sitting there one day and I was like, yo, and I just heard like in my head, I heard this fucking white girl coming out of Starbucks screaming, oh my God, Kylie Jenner's my fucking idol. Like I just heard that in my head and I'm like, yeah, I got to do something with that. So I made the logo and I started designing. And the designs are fucking ridiculous because none of them feature her in any way.
Okay.
It's just that logo with the fucking writing the way it is. You know what I mean? And it's going to say that and it's all these colors are insane. Like I made the bags already and the bags are available in 3 different colors, but like the colors are like, you can't get this. Like fucking lilac with hot pink, one across across the bottom of the bag, like all different designs. Like that shit that I showed you the other day, that's one of the designs.
Right.
And it has nothing to do. I'm wearing a Smell the Product fucking t-shirt in the thing. And you can't even see that it's me. Like you don't even know what the fuck that is. That's actually me upside down with like 17 different filters all over it. Yo, doing a whole, but this creating NFT shit made me get into this other side of like graphic design somehow. Ended up there. What are you doing?
That's wild.
Making some design. Yeah. So like I'm sharpening the skills with that big time. Like the first things I actually did with that, like I dropped a few, I don't even know that people know that, but like some of the covers that came out, like American Pie. I did that cover. I did the Product of My Environment cover. I'm doing another one. I did one or two for a few people. And so I'm starting to work on that. But yeah, this whole Kylie Jenner thing, bro, it's crazy because it literally has nothing to do with her whatsoever. It's like the idea popped up from hearing some, oh my God, fucking little white chick. And like, yeah, I got to run with that, but it can't have anything to fucking do with her. And that's exactly how the fuck it's going to get the attention of those people.
Right. Because it's like, well, it's just abstract, right? People like abstract shit.
They do. And that's the more that I see this NFT shit, the more that I'm like, this abstract shit is very dope. Like, shapes in shapes on filters on fucking this, throw pictures in there, distort this, fucking. Yeah, it's fun to fuck with. Like I'm enjoying like discovering that part because like I didn't really ever think I was gonna do that, but then I was like, yeah, I needed a way to drop this. So I'm like, you know what? Fucking learn how to do this shit. So I started learning how to do that shit, and from there, like my designing skills as far as clothing go is getting really dope. I'm just limited to what I can do at this point as far as producing the actual clothes that I want them in, the quality of clothing that I want for certain parts of the brand.
Right.
Because like, you know, some of it can be just regular shit, you know what I mean? And then some of it has to be cooler than just regular shit. Like there's got to be different fabrics involved in it. You know, that takes sewing on this and that. You know, it's different than just printing a fucking t-shirt. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm trying to get into that side too, with the merch and the clothing, because I don't just want to be like, I don't want to, you know, just be like somebody who makes music. I've done that my whole life, and I'm gonna do it for my whole life. But I just, there's so much other shit that comes along with that world that I want to explore. And I'm trying to get it done. And that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really where it's going. My creativity is constantly, because I'm so fucking ADHD, so damn bipolar, whatever the fuck people want to label me as, that my mind is always like constantly coming up with shit. It's just a matter of putting it together, executing it properly, and releasing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of work to get done. Like I got a lot of music projects coming, a lot of different endeavors. I'm excited about the NFTs. Definitely excited about the Studies After Dark NFTs. Super excited to get the show off the ground too. I just want to, actually, we'll talk about that off camera, but
yeah,
might have some something good as far as that goes.
That's dope.
For location and shit.
That's fair.
Studio wise, you know. So once that's going, this is gonna be a really fucking busy 2022. You know what I mean? If it doesn't kill me,
nah, it'll be good.
It's gonna be explosions of all kinds of cool shit popping
across the board. It's not even just you. There's a lot of people that have the same kind of desire to do bigger shit and better shit. And as long as people keep running it and everybody's kind of playing their part, next thing you know, our city is the next hot thing for Anglophones across the world.
I wish that we could take, because don't get it twisted. People like really think I'm like the biggest hater in the world. I'm not. I'm just realistic. Like I don't celebrate trash. I celebrate talent and greatness. You know what I mean? So if you're fucking putting in your hours and you're coming with something dope, you know, I'm the first to celebrate you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wish that we could take Montreal from a fucking under 300 marker, because like, when I tell people this, they don't understand it. Like, there's 300 plus cities that are looked at before Montreal for anything and everything, especially music.
Right.
300 markets. Like, this Boise, Idaho comes before Montreal, bro. Understand this. Like, people don't know this shit. They think it's like, we're gonna fucking, no, you're not, because we don't even have a fucking radio station. We don't have a radio station.
However, I do think that the one thing that's different about this era is if we do the mythical work of collaborating and the brands create enough buzz, we could effectively create an internet version of the streets.
There's some cool... The internet version, I think, is already there.
It's
The internet version is already
super
there. Like
inception.
we're doing the internet version right now.
But it's still like
you've been doing it.
But we're still like at the very foundation. Like I'm just being realistic. Like it's going there. Like it will be there. But realistically, yo, we are all in the very beginning. We're like when Stretch and Bobbito was in the basement and nobody gave a shit.
Hey, you know what? You got to start somewhere with it. You know what I mean? If there's never any progress on this, or if this is not even being done, well then shit, it's just gonna stay the fucking basement. You know what I mean?
The thing is it has, cause yo, I mean, it's not lost on me when here and there somebody talks to me, and then next thing you know they're doing an interview show or some shit, and I'm like, oh, say word. I mean, like, you can look at it away, but it makes me know that one day when they talking like Pillars of the City, Granddaddy shit, my name's just gonna be there. Because I'm doing the shit now that guarantees it, in the way that the people that came before me put their work into the city. Like, yo, you can't talk about Montreal and not talk about a D-Shade. A certain group of people, like, you can't deny what a community has brought to the table. You can't talk, even DMS. Like, look at just DMS alone, like, in a moderner sense of it. Like, you can love or hate Feezy. It doesn't matter.
I've seen DMS built from zero to...
DMS is just there.
It doesn't, because DMS is still a name that you know what? How that started? Like, there was like the main source countdowns and all that. There, and like the put in your work CDs that he used to drop, because the mixtapes used to come out too. You know what I mean? With the issues, with the magazine, with the fucking radio show and everything, and it was all. And I think eventually he let go of some of them. I'm not too sure exactly which ones he still has and whatnot. But like,
he still publishes the magazine, even if I don't think most people know the magazine exists.
Yeah, I still don't have fucking physical copies, but of my issue. But that's probably because I went to jail. He was supposed to he was like the shit came out and I didn't even get to see it till like a year later. So fucking. But yeah, that's, you know,
but like,
people don't really
but it's like also like then you like look at shit like the Hustle podcast, where I know they was independent of me, or you look at shit like what Let Me Know's podcast was doing. Like, I saw some stuff that was happening before me, you know, like I can't act like there isn't this flow and ebb of it, but what I see is that more and more people are getting like into Don the
Smooth.
live.
You interviewed Don Smooth and shit.
You know who I'm interviewing on Monday?
Who that?
Don Smooth. Monday.
Oh, that's Monday?
This Monday, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought you already did that.
I did.
Like, yo, see
no,
that?
No, I did, but this is. He was like, "Yo, we gotta do a part 2." So the fact when Don Smooth is hitting you up because he wants to do a part 2, you're just like,
that's what the fuck is up, my G. See, so I'm saying, like, yo, that's a dude that, like, there's mad game. Like, this guy did a lot. You feel me? He did a lot.
Yo, plus I gotta give him like big respect. Like, sometimes people be like booking shit with me and have no idea what the fuck it is. Like, because people, I guess, they do these interviews and Mans has like his checklist of 7 questions. I'm like, I don't think
he doesn't know where to go after that. Like,
no, that's the whole interview. Like, you watch them, they're 12 minutes, and that's the whole. No, there's no dead air. It's like, okay, so tell me about your favorite albums. When did you start rapping? What are you working on? And it's like a checklist. The shit's like 12 minutes long. It's like plug and play. And some motherfuckers book an interview on some like, oh, you do interviews because like they're used to this. And then I'm like, you gotta watch one. I can't even explain this shit to you.
I know, bro. It's just like. Yo, you gotta be able to like, yeah, I can do this, you know, as long as the combo is good and it goes and it keeps like evolving and getting bigger as the conversation. Like, yo, I can sit here for 12 hours doing this shit. You know what I mean?
I haven't pushed that theory yet because I don't know if 12 hours is that fire. But if it was good,
no, dude,
like if it was passionate,
like,
if it was like really,
nobody's gonna listen to 12 hours of fucking.
They will listen to 5 though. I have hard facts that you could do 5 hours. Because, I mean, not just me. There's Joe Rogan proved it with Alex Jones.
Yeah, but that's Joe Rogan and Alex Jones.
No, but I had, do you know Olivier Bro, the guy from the Hip Hop Cafe?
Yeah, well, that's another, Olivier Bro's another dude.
So I had him on.
Done a lot of shit in here.
But, like, I had him on, and we spent, like, basically 4.5 hours debating if Montreal has self-esteem. Okay, it was a 4, and the only reason it ended is because it was after midnight and I had work the next day, and it was like Bonnie was giving me death stares off cam type thing.
Death stares off camera.
But yo, the
What
thing
up,
is,
Bonnie?
bro, is what's cool about Twitch is like you see the number, and like when that number stays static for 5 hours, that means there's at least people watching. They're in it. I mean, you'll see people start to taper off at bedtime type shit, but you know that people are putting hours into a stream like this if they fucks with it. And so it made me realize
That's dope.
they go as long as they go for me. I never really have an end time unless I really, really got to do some shit after. But like, I just run them, and then we have, because all this content counts for something. Like, one day, like, I don't know if you ever found like a channel where you just like binged all their shit, like just spent hours and hours.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what the fuck is. I mean, not on like Twitch, because I don't.
No,
Twitch,
I mean like YouTube. But, like you find some YouTube channel and you fucks with what they do.
I mean,
and you spend
obviously anything that I'm fucking. Anything that I'm interested in, like by this point that like I completely invest myself into it. You know what I mean?
So I look at it like what we're doing here with these content pieces is that it's like we are trying to effectively create that catalog of people. I don't expect everybody to want to listen to every episode, but like if you want to hear about people and the vibe, and then 514 Online Mix does her thing, Hustle Podcast does their thing. But
it takes all of those things. It takes all of them shits to make.
And then even the little ones be doing it. It's not even just us. Like there's like
you got DMS, you got 514 Online.
There's also this next
Hustle.
kid, Ace or something. He fucking lives in Ville St. Pierre, Lachine or whatever, and he just started his shit. Like I'm seeing more and more people in all age groups just building these podcast networks to like create the overall discussion amongst artists. And what I think is gonna do is it's going to force every rapper in this city to acknowledge there's a lot more people in this scene than they ever thought. So let's say you don't like anybody.
Because there's new ones. There's new ones now. It's like, and this is one thing that I've really noticed, like, with my releases and like having a new Facebook with like barely any people on it, is everything. It's different now. You know what I'm saying? It's different people reacting to my shit. It's different people watching it. A lot of the people that I didn't even really give a fuck about, there was on some hater shit, I cut the fuck out, and they're nowhere in my world no more. Like I don't even see their names online anymore, which is like, it's kind of refreshing to me because, man, I'm like, that shit just gives me anxiety and so it builds drama for me. Like, and I don't usually back down from drama. I like kind of run the fuck at it. So it's like, I don't need that. You know what I mean? So it's all these, I'm noticing all these new people doing shit. And it's like generation that came like after me is starting to show up and do their fucking thing. And maybe they're doing it different than,
Well, what I think it is? It's like people like, and I'm on like the tail end of your shit, so I'm kind of a little more in the, like the next wave, but still kind of your age group. But like,
yeah, exactly.
But like, it has to do with this. Once upon a time, we all thought we were gonna make it on music. These kids are not delusional. Ain't nobody thinking they're making it on music. They are brands, and their brand is what's gonna make them make it. So a lot of them are fine just doing extra shit. Like, oh, I gotta be a podcaster. Cool, let me go podcast. Like, they don't act like the way I see people that are older act. Like, I've talked to enough artists now to definitively say
old heads piss me off, dude.
They just like wildly lazy, and I don't want to like put it on everyone.
Not only that, bro. They really fucking they act self-entitled like a motherfucker. Like they built this fucking big ass pyramid. It's like, dude.
But it's like you gotta be more than an artist in the 30s. Like, go name me one of your famous favorite rapper legend people that you point at that was just a rapper at 35. Nah, they weren't. They were rapping, clothing designing, fucking moguls at that age. That's why they was hot at that age.
Depends who.
Not
Because in Montreal, you didn't really have
no, I'm
no
talking
damn
about
rappers
like the
that was
people
popping up.
that like we all cite, like
No,
our
like
favorite
Dave
rappers.
Dashes and shit like that.
Yeah, I'm talking about like
Fubu
anybody.
and
They all like had shit
yeah.
going on. Like maybe I just read one of them Jay-Z books and I'm thinking about it, but like everybody praises Jay-Z. Jay-Z's like, bro, rap is a thing. Like it's a chapter. There's so much more
for
to
sure.
it. And I look at
For
that
sure.
and I'm like the little ones
Bro,
see that.
40 clubs, bottles. This guy owned vodka companies before everybody. Rockaware, Rockefeller, Rock Management, fucking Diddy was another one who branched off real early. Like Method Man had a whole bunch of Method Man was just clothing, but now with a lot of people are getting into the weed business. You know, Corrupt came with the Moon Rock.
Two of the locks have vegan fucking food stores and smoothie shacks and shit like that.
Yo, that's it. Yo, Waka Flocka's in that business too. He's in the fucking vegan.
Another wing is a literal chain that you can go to in Montreal and give DJ Khaled some of your money.
Wait, say that again?
Another wing is an actual franchise from DJ Khaled's chicken wing joint that's in Ville Saint Laurent.
I did not fucking know that he has that here.
They don't Uber Eats to us. They're in Ville Saint Laurent, and they don't Uber Eats to me. So like you have to like go to them is my feeling, and in these times I don't feel like going to them as much. But
going to fucking
I swear,
that's crazy.
I was even talking to Seneca like right before lockdown and curfew again. But we were like discussing like let's get all the wings and make a video trying the wings.
Oh hell yeah.
That's the type of shit.
Hell yeah.
But the thing is a lot of rappers would hear that and be like, I'm a brand, yo. I'm a rapper.
What brand? You ain't got no fucking brand. Yo, what brand? What I want to know. Like, there's like two rappers in this city that got brands. Like
Mike Shab has a brand.
Right?
No, Mike Shab has a brand.
Who?
Mike Shab has a brand.
Mike Shab is streaming like a motherfucker. He's a young talent.
No, he's like hot.
He's out there doing it.
Hustler's got a brand.
Nate Hustler's doing his
Naya
thing.
Ali.
Yeah, and he's got a weed thing coming too.
So Naya Ali's doing that. She got a brand.
Not even sure who that is, but
she's
shout out to anybody
she's getting booked out of time. Yo, I know somebody's doing well when motherfuckers in Ottawa are sending me little Facebook messages because they're excited some Montrealers at the show. Like it's to that level sometimes with people,
bro,
and it's like wild. But she does a good show.
That's you did an interview or some shit, and like the dude hit me up, homeboy from Ottawa,
Hamley,
and that's it, exactly. You know what I mean? What up? We're gonna and we tried to get the interview popping like last week or some shit, but it was some Zoom fuckery. So we're gonna be bringing that to I'm always open to work with like anybody that I haven't worked with yet, just doing some shit that I want to get. The more audience, the more you see me, the more branding. Feel me? That's exactly what we're talking about. It's like,
but then that's where it's like there's good press, and you should always run the good press. I mean, if you have bad press, spin it, but good press is dope.
I've had all the bad press in the world, bro. I've had prison records, I've had stabbings, I've had online suicides, and fucking. But
you know what? People love watching you.
Dead on stage, bro.
But then every time you post like I did an interview, people just get happy for you because that's what people love seeing. They love seeing.
Yeah, they like seeing me not dead, and that's awesome. It's awesome.
We definitely appreciate you.
And I find that this is like that part is now years ago, and I've come so far past it with a lot of the shit that I've done, that it's like I think maybe it's okay for me myself, like personally, to move on from stereotyping myself as that. Like I guess they did it for so damn long that it kind of like embedded in me, you know what I mean? And then like, it's like, I got to let go of that too. You know what I mean? Like brand towards the future of like celebrate the good shit that I've been doing. You know what I mean? Like had some crazy life experiences. Like that girl on the track, that was fucking insane, bro. That was some deep shit. And like, let it be known, like, man, I was having a day where like, I wanted to fucking, you know, and not that I was going to do that or nothing like that. Like, yo, that's how I was feeling. I was feeling that low. Like everything was, I felt hopeless. And then this shit is happening in front of me, snaps me the fuck out of that, and like had to react, you know, and deal with that shit. So yeah, that shit trip, bro. Like I go through a lot of shit that people don't know anything that I go through because I don't tell them. You know what I mean? It's like who are you really gonna tell? What am I gonna get on? Like that's why I deactivated my Facebook. Like I felt like a few weeks before Christmas that like that's where it was getting, and I didn't want to see any of this other shit from the world in my face, and like I didn't want to give myself the opportunity to go on social media and be like, man, this sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like I can't give people that. I deal with it personally a lot to the point where it bleeds me fucking dry. You know what I mean? Like I deal with everything alone. And yeah, you know, I don't want to bring that to the table before Christmas.
Which
so
honestly,
deactivated that shit.
Maybe a lot more people should not be on social media as the holidays, to be honest, because it's just going to perpetuate negative cycles. Like, it's really weird when you're not having a good Christmas to watch everyone else have a good Christmas.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So I just shut it down completely before Christmas, and I came back after New Year's.
And then it's like,
you know what I mean? I was like, yo,
normal.
I'm skipping the whole holidays on there because I don't want to see all this shit. If all this fucked up shit is happening to me right now, like I can't be, and I don't want to be no hater either, like and fuck up, you know, people's Christmas vibes and shit like that, right? So
yeah, it's definitely mature.
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, you see the old me, like 3 years ago, would have never did that. Shit.
That's all we do. As we grow, we get older, we get smarter with this shit.
Bro, like you make conscious decisions to like not do more stupid shit and not make myself. Like people, like there was these big ass perceptions of me of like who the fuck I am and like what I, and like yo, you know, the people that know me know what's really good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like even at that, even they don't really know me to the fullest like that. And I've also changed the fact that I don't really kick it like I used to. I don't do that shit no more, you know? So the people that did think they know me actually really didn't know fuck all about me.
Right.
And, you know, but yo, you're getting to learn like a lot more about me than those people probably ever did.
You know, Ida, it's because I make it a huge effort to figure out who people are. I don't really care about how people present themselves. I figured out pretty early on that who people are and how they present themselves is different. And often people don't really listen to people. So half the reasons people...
You're a good listener. You're a good listener, homie. Definitely. You know what I mean? That's why you do what you do.
But back in the day, I was a shit listener. Really bad at it. I had a lot of problems in my life due to not listening, not reading, not paying attention. So now I make extra efforts, especially in the context of this. But like this came from like, yo, even if you watch some of my early album reviews in like 2017, yo, I'm just like ignoring everyone, talking over everyone. It was, yo, people loved it. People really loved it. And Bonnie and Chris hated it, so we stopped doing it because they hated it, and then I lost a lot of traction because people fucking loved it. It was hot.
Man.
Yo, some guy looked at it like, I used to watch your shit because I never knew if y'all were ever going to snap off at each other. I thought that was one of the funniest things. Like, that's why I used to watch your guys' shit. I'm like, that's...
Oh, yeah?
Then Bonnie was like, nobody wants to watch that. What Bonnie meant was, I don't want to make this kind of content, so we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, it took... I realized something. I was listening to, the first interview that I changed the way I was doing interviews was the first joint that we did. Because it was different than other shits that I had done before, but I was also coming differently. Like I approached it differently. Instead of sitting there, like I played back like 1-2 interviews that I did in the States and wherever the fuck else, and like I noticed that they sucked. Like, end of story. End of story. Just like me, a lot of cussing, a lot of just fucking uselessness that really, I look at them as wasted. Like this shouldn't even be out there. You know what I mean? And I guess that comes from probably the host sucking just
No, it's
as much.
absolutely the host. Why would
if
the
you
host let you
suck-
sound bad?
You know what I mean?
I don't,
Because yo, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't even know what they're putting on the table, and then they're like, they want to like, and then it's like, okay, cool, thanks for the same damn. Like, yo, it's boring.
that's why
I was explaining to somebody yesterday that I actually hate interviews, but I like fucking with you, and like, there's a few people
bro,
like
I don't have any.
you.
I had zero questions prepared coming into this. Zero.
Yeah, because you don't really have to. That's what I took away from the first one we did. Was that there's more conversation and like dropping knowledge on shit, you know what I mean? And like perspectives and things like that, instead of just being like, okay, so what age did you start playing your tam-tam, little Timmy? Like, fucking,
I kind of like, I'm
it's just
sort of moving away from using the word interview as much, and I'm just calling it like bridge the gap now, because like interview is like, it was a good way to explain the top level concept, but like, I mean, it is kind of an interview because in a sense it's like you're the subject of some shit, but like I think it confuses people, or people don't understand it. But like, yo, interviews in the conventional sense are kind of wildly boring, but when you watch Larry King, he's more like this. When you watch like the goats of this shit,
I hate interviews. I despise them.
Like the goats don't ask questions. They make,
and for the most part, people that do,
sorry,
like for the most part, like people that do interviews, like they don't even want to be there. Like I remember like back in the day, like when you like watch Much Music or like Music Plus and shit like that. Like when I was a teenager, I had a fucking fanzine, and we used to interview everybody. Like, I mean, I did so many damn interviews in 4 years that there's not one major act that I didn't interview.
right?
Like we interviewed Eminem in 1999. You know what I mean? So like, but I used to watch like Much Music and like whatever, and you would see the people that do the interviews and shit, and a lot of them, it's like, what the fuck did you send this idiot to go interview them for? That doesn't work. That's not. People don't want to see that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, put Ed the fucking Sock interviewing everybody, because that's a better interview than any of these idiots.
Ed the fucking Sock,
you know what I'm saying?
A
like,
good interview.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like way better content than fucking than 90% of the VJs that they ever had.
Oh, George was good.
They were trash. Yeah, well, he branched off and became bigger than that. He TV shows and.
Well, now he has like a syndicated radio
there's a few
show where he just
other
talks
ones.
to people.
Who? Sorry?
There's a syndicated radio show. Like, you gotta understand, we're in like
Probably,
the car.
yeah.
We're in the car
like
with
that.
the old people driving back from the mom's crib with her girlfriend's mom's crib. 70 old ass man listening to George Stroumboulopoulos on talk radio, and I'm like, these are things you don't really expect, but then you're like, yeah, makes sense. But like, still him.
Yeah, because he was able to do, like, he's presentable in the sense that, like, yo, you can be 25 and listen to that, or you can be 80 and listen to it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the vibe that he brings off.
Yeah, and he played the game
like for the most part. Yeah, very much so. And like, yo, especially on Music Plus, that was bad.
I never watched it.
Really bad. They were just, holy fuck. Oh man, that's the difference.
Well, I
That's the
definitely
difference.
think a lot of people come into interviews with this mechanical approach. It's not so much that they don't want to be there, but that it's boring. My interviews are sometimes boring, but like if you're walking in and every time you're gonna do an interview, you ask the same 12 questions because that's your
No,
shtick or whatever,
that's exactly what people do. Is they stick to this basic,
and it's
boring
like,
format that they think.
but it's like
I
it can't
remember,
be interesting to ask people the same questions every time. That can't be fun.
dude. I remember very clearly when I was, I believe, 15 years old. Um, I don't know if you know who NoFX is,
Yeah, of course.
but yeah, okay. Well, NoFX did not do interviews back then because of MTV, who fucked them over and stopped playing No Use for Names videos because of the NoFX interview. So Fat Mike and NoFX completely stopped fucking with MTV and anything interview, period. And yeah, so I was walking around at the Warped Tour backstage, and I walked up to Mike and I'm like, look, dude, I know you don't do fucking interviews and shit, but I got this little ass zine, and yeah, you know, I wanna. He's like, yeah, I'll do that. He's like, come get me in half an hour and make it fucking good. Don't fucking give me none of that bullshit shit, and don't fucking sell the fucking interview after. I was like, all right. So there's 15-year-old me talking about cocaine and BDSM bondage and fucking tour, NoFX tour life for fucking 25 years and like what he's into sexually and how him and his, you know what I mean? Like the interview was fucking insane. And it wasn't an interview. It was just us talking, just sitting there chilling, fucking drinking and like hearing Fat Mike just fucking give me the whole shit, like telling me everything. He's like, bro, like shit, like, yeah, dude, like I'm on tour, so I'm gonna do fucking the best drugs every fucking night. But when I go home, I don't do fucking drugs. He's like, I'm living my home life, but now I'm on tour, so we're partying. And like I get like a whole bunch of, and I had, man, so many of those damn like experiences. And those are the dope ones. It's like nobody wants to sit there and tell you like boring shit.
Nobody.
Like, okay, so
honestly, nobody ever wants to hear about anybody's project because it's only ever relevant for like 2 weeks.
I mean, you know, unless you're a huge, and even at that point, bro, it's like that. It already ends up out there. You feel me?
Sorry, Genius gets away with that. Because it's Genius and that's what they do.
Who that? Oh, Genius, like the website.
Yeah, because that's what their content is. It's literally like behind the lyrics. So it's like fair enough. But I mean it more like, look, yeah, if you're like fucking J. Cole, people want to hear about it. But like people think they want to hear about projects. I had one guy review his own album. That took like a bit, like 20 minutes.
Review his own album?
I don't know how else to put it. He went through every track and like reviewed it. Not like criticized it, but reviewed it. Because a review is more of this. Like
we did with that fucking with the other thing, with teddy bears.
Yeah, but like that's a review of sorts. Like a critique is really the grades and the is it good or bad. A review is more who is this for. So he went through his anyway. So I've seen that shit go on. He was able to talk about his music for like 20 minutes. On average, though. The average artist can fill about 4 to 5 minutes talking about their music.
Bro, I can talk about my shit forever just because I know my shit. You know what I mean?
But like
there's so much behind the content that it's like, yeah, but
then again, it's like, you know, unless you're attaching that to like stories and like actual things, and they're not, because then it gets interesting. But like,
yeah, that's it. You got to make it interesting. Anything you do, you got to grab the listener's fucking attention because, you know, without that.
Yeah, if there was a real Montreal problem though, because I know people like to make up a bunch of bullshit Montreal problems, is that nobody give a fuck about media training. That's the Montreal
About
problem.
about what?
Media training. Like
Media training.
like media training's a real thing. Like all these big names you see, right? They have media training. They know how to go in front of cameras. They know how to talk to people. They know how to present themselves, and they know how to attract fans with their presentation. They understand. They have somebody in their ear before every interview telling them shit. Now, do they all listen? No. Some of these dudes have really
Yes
bad
and
media
no. You know what I
training.
mean? Like, yo, that's what a lot of people got PR for, bro. Like, so you don't have to deal with that shit.
Nobody I
You
know
what I
has
mean?
PR.
That's because you and me don't interact well with like artists that are on
No,
a
but what I'm
level
saying,
of
so if that's the case, then maybe
Montreal.
people here need to work on their media training. Whether it's you do it or somebody that's out there goes, oh shit, I can make money doing this.
That's their job.
But like nobody does
Yeah,
these
like I said,
jobs.
there's a job for everybody, and being an artist is not just being a fucking studio gangster, bro. Like, it's just not it. You know what I
Or
mean?
let's just go the other end. It's not having sick bars and great pen game.
It's not either. It's not that either. It's not fucking. It's not even just great songs and delivery and fucking. It's not even a good, like, yo, when you listen to it sonically, it's fucking amazing. When you hear the shit, great product is just one little thing.
It's just a start.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a big. There's so much to it.
Yo, but it's like,
There's
even if
just,
you think about it, right? Like, the one thing I think people fuck up also on top of that, media training's huge. Because, yo, like, we don't necessarily. Like, I feel like you have media training in the way you present yourself now, even if it's, like, self-taught. I feel like I've developed some skills with that over the years of just being on
yeah,
camera so often.
because yo, you've done how many years of interviews
Ton.
and
But then it's like
conversations
you
now?
learn how to censor yourself. You learn how to drink on camera.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I want to know that I could get fucked up with Maury. Okay, if I can't get fucked up with Maury, then what's the point of all this?
Bro, that's yo, real shit.
But like,
Real shit.
but then
But me, like the way, like, you know, when we started doing Teddy's, I'm like, as far as my image goes, you know what I mean? I didn't want to, like, I don't want to. People already know that I do that and that I struggled with. You know, there was a point in my life where I was drinking 2 bottles of fucking Jameson a day, bro. I was dead. You know, and with me rebranding and like really trying to actually not rebranding, I'm gonna actual branding my shit, because before that it was just okay, some fucking dude who makes music. He's done a lot of music. He's done some cool shit with the music, but it wasn't a brand, you know? And so really Travis Bryant and the teddy bears and pop stars, me starting to brand all of that and all the offsets of everything that I'm doing with that's the branding right there. You know what I mean? I wasn't branded before that. And
but
like,
it's
that's super important. And it's dealing with all the different things. And being an artist takes a lot of different shit that
but
people
it's
don't know.
also like you represent things, and I think that's something. I have a few people that I won't name, but are personal to my little circle, that like the idea of neutrality. And I used to really like the idea of neutrality because it's like, yo, it sounds nice. Let's everybody be friends. But like, yo, nobody wants to believe in an artist that doesn't stand for shit. And when you stand for shit, it
Right.
can't be like vapid moral principles of right and wrong and ethics and shit. Nah, it's got to be like, yo, if people can't like think of
do that.
issues
You can't
next to your name, if there's not like synonyms and shit, like, yo, people know that you give a fuck about this pop star shit. Like, it's just all of it. So like, it all makes sense.
It is. At this point, it is, yo. And it's like, and there, you know how many people like tell me, hey, you're fucking crazy. You're crazy for this. Like, people don't even know like where. I mean, I've explained to certain people like where this comes from. I've done, you know, a fair amount of conversations since that. But a lot of people were like, there's people within my circle that still don't get that and where it's going and how, like, you one of the people that did see the vision, you know.
It's
Dada
like,
got it right away.
it's because, yo, Dada
Dada
though,
got it right away too.
yo, I don't often like saying somebody like might outperform me in this whole metaverse game. But if ever you hear Don Dada say something that contradicts me, just trust Don Dada on this shit. Like, it's like that.
Yo,
Because that guy, like, he
see,
sees shit probably, like, and he's been in it for a minute. Like, I'm new to the game next to Dada. Okay, like, let's just, he's OG.
he's my hero. He's this is like my age, bro. We came up in the game at the same time,
Nah, but, like, even when I was
and it's like,
even, like, the other day, he's in this, Twitter has their fucking clubhouse shit. So a call happens, and it's some NFT shit, and Dada's there, and the way he was flexing on him, I was like, oh
yeah,
no, but the
bro.
flexes he was
He's
making, bro,
a fucking
I'm
man.
like, yo, I would never question Dada on a lot of shit. I mean, I might question Dada on people, like his interpretation of human behavior, I might question, but his understanding of systems and dynamics and the algorithms and this side of it
Bro,
is like,
smart as fuck.
oh my gosh,
He's
dude.
smart as fuck.
I'm humbled talking to him.
Big time. That's why it's like that's the first person I went to. That's the only person that and when he automatically fucking like, yeah, this is it. Like, and then he added so much to it. Like, it's because of him that I know like what I know now and what I'm doing now, like as far as that goes. You know what I mean? Like he really like put me on the, and he didn't even have to really say much. Like his nod of approval right away off top was like, that's how I knew that, yeah, do this.
But it's like it's cohesive, and it's like
don't even question it, just do it.
Like people hate on MGK, I mean, like, right? But like MGK went #1, so why would you hate on MGK? He went #1.
Beetlejuice.
Like, look, I'm saying is,
what?
Like, MGK been at it forever, but like he went #1, and the whole world was bamboozled. I was like, yo, he's been dropping these rock songs for like 5 albums.
Yeah, he's been dropping that shit forever. He went #1 because fucking Travis Barker and him like did this one.
Travis Barker is the craziest producer behind the scenes right now in the industry.
Travis Barker has been the hardest working drummer and the hardest working producer for close to 12 years. There's not one rapper or artist. Like, yo, he's Avril Lavigne's drummer right now. He's everybody's fucking drummer. That's the thing. Like,
I think he single-handedly revived nu metal. Like, he revived nu metal
everything
by himself. And obviously not fully by himself, but yo, a lot of the hot acts that push that nu metal sound today touched Travis Barker at some point.
Yeah, and he's bringing like all these little pop singers, but like that obviously were very influenced by Blink-182 type shit. But they're solo singers. They have no bands. You know what I mean? And he's bringing them out, like, and introducing them as artists, and he's their drummer and shit, and he, whatever, get a fucking bass player and whatever, and like do that. And he's releasing a lot of these artists. Like, I think he's got a new label or some shit like that, and that, like, Avril Lavigne is the first person he signed.
Which is amazing.
And now her revival is popping right the fuck off right now. And she's one of the types that's like, yo, this girl is on the cover of fucking Harper's Bazaar right now, and she's also on, like doing. I saw a thing on the internet the other day, and it's like, yo, somebody on Twitter was like, pop punk is so male orient or driven or whatever the fuck, and it's like, considering skateboarding was invented by a girl, Avril Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne said that apparently. Yeah, it was.
What did you say?
It was apparently Avril that said that in 2003.
Did she invent the skateboarding?
No, Avril said in 2003, it's so weird to me how few girls there are in skateboarding considering it was invented by a woman. That's what Avril said in 2003.
Fuck off. Oh, that's so funny. That's hilarious. That makes that shit so deep for me. You know, the funniest thing is I saw the literal world premiere of Avril Lavigne's first. I remember I was on the couch. I was living in Vegas, and I was on the couch, and I was like, I just woke up, and I was like, to do the mess and shit, fucking Wendy's burger, and like, turn on the TV and shit, and it's like, world premiere, Avril Lavigne. And this is before Skaterboy. It was the one before that, which I think was Could have been complicated. I don't know.
Yo, it's
Whatever it
definitely
was, but yeah.
complicated. Complicated was the first
Complicated was
one.
the first one?
Knocked it out the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Why'd
So
you
that,
have
yeah,
to
I
go
remember
make things so complicated?
yeah, so yo, I have, you know how many melodies I work around that actual fucking melody? Like that plays in my head, and I get all kinds of offsets off that. Bang, 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 like constantly. To the point where I almost thought of possibly using that part in a song.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, like I saw that world premiere, and then like, dude, a month later, she was the biggest fucking artist on MTV, bro. Like back to back Skater Boy, and that was it, dude. Like,
Yeah, she had a run. And then Michelle Branch and her teamed up and made the greatest album of that era. One of the greatest.
I didn't even know she did an album with her.
The second album,
Really?
like the black covered one, the one with like, I don't remember any of the songs right now. Under My Skin and like
That album, really? Michelle Branch
she
part
co-wrote
of that album?
every single song. I looked at the credits one day. I had it.
That's pretty cool.
Michelle Branch is the co-writer of all of them. The whole second Avril Lavigne
You
album.
know what? Yeah, she
And
had
it's like a
very
really
big hit.
mature sound for Avril. Like
I really liked that second. I really liked that second album. Look, she's always
and
been.
then the third album is when she
That's
like
funny.
was like, "Oh, I'm hot," and went that direction.
Yeah, that was the boyfriend album.
Yeah.
I don't like your boyfriend.
Yeah, that
That shit.
album. I'm a motherfucking princess.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And she, at that time, she really was though. Like, yo, she was with the dude from Sum 41, and like, she was the fucking pop. She was like Blink 182's fucking the female fucking counterpart. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, she had a crazy run,
That-
and then Lyme disease.
say word.
Yeah, that's why she disappeared for a while.
I thought she disappeared because she was fucking stuck on and kidnapped in Nickelback.
Nah, she
tour
got
bus or
Lyme
some shit.
disease.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
I'm fucked. Like it was like because your Lyme disease will fuck you up. Is what I understand. Like lengthy, like real shit.
Yeah, man.
And so
That's
it
well,
kind
see?
of like took a while to
The things you don't
recover.
know, you know what I mean?
And then she came back
That's
a little
crazy.
bit, started testing the waters, but then like 8 years goes by or whatever from your last album. I mean, she did this shit in like 2013. Then she got like Lyme disease, and then she dropped a 1-2 thing, and then now she's kind of obviously
She's
pushing
back,
again.
bro. She's back heavy.
But that's
heavy.
the thing about the
She just
music
dropped a new
industry
thing yesterday.
now is like anybody can just come back in a way that was never possible before, because the thing is there's
Well,
so many labels and distribution companies out there. If you have something to offer, like an Avril Lavigne, that you will never like
Yeah, for sure.
it's like it doesn't feel that way when you're in like the bottom tiers. Like I've been putting together this Montreal playlist, and I had to have some perspective
No.
of how few fucking listeners I have.
And like, yo, I see your playlist because it's often in lists. Like, I have a lot of songs on your playlist apparently.
No, I just shifted so it's the most recent 2 people drop, and then I spin it every now and again so it shows up in your artist for Spotify. And I'm trying to be
Dude,
like,
but it shows up like, yo, there's like 10 plays on like every song all the time.
I mean,
Constantly.
I don't know if it's me that did all of them, but I know that some people hopefully spin it. I mean, that's what I want for that playlist. It's kind of like a group run it up. Like everybody acts like they like fine. There's no ego in this run it up. A couple people might have a couple more songs because when you get down to specific features and this, some rappers only rap with some people. So it's like, I don't want to punish that guy and be like, whatever. But then I need that guy on the list too. So it's like, whatever. Somebody has 4 songs and you have 2 songs. It's just whatever. Who cares? It's not the goal.
So I constantly see like a lot of my music on that playlist and shit.
But
and
I've been running
I
it.
have like 4 or 5 songs on there at all times. It's pretty cool.
I think
Salute.
you might have less now. I did just clean it up because I was trying to do it. So you might have it. But
There's another thing I was gonna say, like suggest for that. Like, yo, the playlist is extremely long.
that's the point, though. This is not meant to be like the hot curation list. This is the Run It Up Gang playlist. This is if the whole city's on the playlist and the whole city runs up the playlist, what does that do to the algorithm? It trains the algorithm. It shows them what the fuck Montreal is, and it kind of helps the machine learning. So it's not even like about the money. It's really just about playing the geography of the way machine learning works to get all the Montreal fans to listen to all the Montreal music, so it automatically playlists us for Montreal.
Yeah. Well, there's fucking. I don't know that they're gonna make like. Does anybody else have like the Toronto playlist? You know what I mean? Like,
They have
is there
sources
any
for
like
shit.
are there like official Spotify playlists for like for cities and shit? Like, I'm pretty sure they're like, okay, you'll get like a West Coast or a New York hip hop or some shit like that.
Well,
But like,
I care less about the official Spotify playlist and more about the algorithmic placements, because we started getting algorithm placements. That isn't like paid for. That's for some reason.
yeah,
Spotify said, Holden, when you do songs with Chris Chrome only, and then for him, his one placement was the song he did with me. So Spotify said, you two sound great together. We're going to show you two to people. And then like 4 songs I've done with Chris now have, and it's not a lot, but it's like 12 people got showing us on some algorithm shit. And it made me realize, okay, but it makes sense that like it would connect me and Chris together, and our mutual listeners are probably super similar and so all of a sudden it's like, yo, if we do this at a bigger scale, we create a Montreal centrism that the algorithm will play with. And then at the end of Toronto playlists, a bunch of Montreal fuckers will show up the way right now a bunch of Toronto fuckers show up at the bottom of my playlist. So to me, it's about
like a bunch of the shit that's popping up. Like, for example, like the Teddy Bears and Pop Stars After Dark playlist that I got. The music that they're trying to put on there is kind of like right now I have 4 or 5 songs that Spotify created radio for. So Fried Chicken Sushi, God's Calling Me Home, No Favors, Good Life, and Smile. They all have radio. So those radio playlists by Spotify, it's fucked up too, because they put like 5 or 6 of my songs on there, and then there's like Ava Shaw, Nate Husser, fucking Mike Shab, and then all these people that I've never heard of, like at all, but like decent quality music. So I'm like, is it all Montreal related, or
I think, but that's what I think.
I don't know what the fucking criteria is for radio playlists on Spotify.
I think it's a lot of that. I think it knows we're in Montreal. Come on, it literally has those stats, but it also has stats on. There are clearly 100, 200,000 listeners of the Montreal hip hop scene, easily, is what I learned about Spotify. I also don't think the fans give a shit about English French the way artists do. I think if your shit's hot, they're gonna listen to it. Otherwise, Nate Husser wouldn't have made the poutine sauce song.
Possibly.
I think
Matt. I know that the French audience, like, when they hear some shit, like, but they pretty much just listen to French rap. Like, they'll listen to English rap. You know what I mean? Because
let's be real. How many of us as English artists have made any effort? And I'm including myself in this, so I don't feel like this is about you. It's about me more. I never tried to work with a French artist, so why the fuck would the French scene want to fuck with me?
I have like 20 plus songs with French artists, bro. I have like 20 plus songs with French artists.
And I'm sure that you'd go farther in the French scene than I would right now because of that.
I have there was when I did the first when I started the Teddy Bears thing, when I started doing the first one that I was working on, the one that has funeral arrangements and fucking Darkness in My Soul, the set is sitting on Smoking on Rooftops with Teddy Bears, that actually never came out as a body of work, but all the songs pretty much, except for maybe 5 or 6 I didn't release, but I pretty much released them all, American Pie, Heat, etc. That project, the Godfather project, his whole thing was, okay, we gonna put, it's like, I need you to do 2 records with French artists. And I was like, dude, like, I don't feel like doing that, you know what I mean? Like, it's a vibe killer to my project. It's like the core people that listen to my shit are not, part of that whole thing. Then he started explaining some next shit to me. He's like, I don't give a fuck about what you're saying right now. That makes no difference to me. He's like, if you want to have the big ass fucking Spotify Quebec playlist, if you want a playlist on a actual Spotify playlist, he's like, you're gonna do the fucking songs, and that's gonna be that. He's like, because I want your album to like be there. He's like, so you're gonna have to fucking pick, and yeah, you're gonna have to, and one of your 3 singles has to be a French, like with a French feature. So what I did was we got Sans Pression, and I did a song with Mido, who actually, his shit's popping right now. He got a verified IG and all that. And those 2 songs actually never ended up coming out because he fucked them up. Like, he lost Sans Pression's verse, and I have a version of the song with Mido that's not even complete, which was actually like when that dude came on the song, it was a different flex, and I didn't hate it like I thought I was gonna, like, and the dude was cool as fuck, you know what I mean? I still like,
I think though that like the times are like super different now. Like I don't think that most of the French artists, like I guess what I'm saying is I could find French artists that socio-politically identify with my feelings towards the situation. They just happen to be French,
sure,
and
bro.
I happen to be English.
I know, look at all these dudes. Like I know plenty of French artists, bro. Like I've done a lot of songs with French artists, and like I know a lot of them too. Like for example, Falex is on my album, and who like G2G and all that. Like when he was doing that, like Falex, he just completely decided that he was a French artist now, but he raps in English too. But his whole project's in French.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's like,
I mean, I
like
look at it
Gruesome,
like it's like
French battle rapper.
Why worry about it like that? Like end of the day, all of us want Quebec to pop. It's like if the French scene blows, it just means more money for the English scene too.
The French scene blows within the French scene though. Like in America and Toronto and Calgary, they're not looking for the French music.
That's not true.
They don't understand.
No. When I was in New York City, and this was recent, I found out that that's not true. They like the French music. They decided
they like French music
because everything else is in New York City. Think about it. Every other language is there. French is like the hot exotic shit right now. And French music is about to have this. Bro, I got told, put more French in your bars, bro. So I started doing that.
That's interesting.
So now, like I just dropped a song where it's like, yo, je me comprends pas de je me souviens tout qui me laisse. So I started adding this little French shit. Because you know what?
Funny.
The American markets see French as the sex language, bro. I got people be like, yo, I had one guy comment one time, Holden, stop speaking in French, my girl's here. And I'm like, yo, bro, this
don't get it twisted. Don't get the 2 twisted. I promise you. Oh man, when I lived in America, bro, they loved it. They loved like.
Then it's like that's the thing is they don't need to understand the bars no more. Yo, our artists are coming in proper.
They don't even understand the bars now, anyways, bro.
They don't like. I mean, it's not like fully true. I'm gonna start using my French more. That's right, Sage. Do it though. Like, check it. I have a whole part of a French verse I wrote on this last track. Why? Because I was mad at politics, so I felt I should do some French shit if I'm gonna criticize it.
You know what? That's really crazy because I just did the same thing 2 days ago.
But like,
I wrote a song called Sultane, and it's about fucking what's his fucking face, Mr. Quebec fucking politic man, and. The song's called Sultane, and it's like I've had it up to here with this motherfucker.
Sage is the guy who translated my English into French for me. So shout out Sage because he did the grammar check on my behalf.
Oh, word.
So for like this track I just put out with the homie We Speak English. So yo, Sage is fucking proper. Yo, Sage put me on the fucking Jackbox games, and now that's part of my new shits on Twitch.
Yo, he knows the gaming world, bro. He And that's a real supportive dude, man. That's the little homie
Bro,
right
like
there. That's little
literally,
cuz
I've
right
never
there.
seen anybody that ever says nobody in Montreal supports a lie. You see
I didn't even know. I didn't even
Jeffrey,
know he
so
rapped in fucking French. I didn't even know he battled in French until he just came on one day and he's like, "I'm doing a French battle."
I knew about it because he told me he couldn't participate in some shit because he was prepping for a French battle.
That's really like, I really did not even know, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I didn't even know dude spoke French, like legit.
Yo, but he's like, yo, I have to give Sage, yo, low key, he's a professional writer. So when you need your like proper
He is a
writing,
writer.
like
Yeah,
proper
that's
writing,
why. That's why I wanted him
artist
to like.
bio
I was gonna
shit,
ask him to try. I was gonna ask him to do the fucking what's it called? I think I did hit him up last year to transcribe my shit for Apple Music or whatever the fuck.
yo, Sage, how much you
But
charge for
he does
transcribing
good.
services, bro? Because I'm tired of lyrics.
Oh man, he yeah, he does reviews and shit like that too. So
Nah, Sage is
he
proper. I fucks with him heavy.
yeah, that's the low cuz right there.
That's what happens when you show up, Sage, because he doesn't often pop through on the interviews. When you show up, though, you get all the love and everybody sings your praises on the camera, and it's all part of the YouTube video too.
Bong bong, that's low cuz.
But
Yeah.
which one of us, me or Travis? I don't know who you wanted. Oh, me. I think I just talked about transcribing. Fair. I respect that. That was just me having a moment.
Wow,
I'm not pretending like I have money right now, but you never know in the future because I have all these freestyled songs, and I realized the problem with freestyled songs is I don't write shit. So I'm trying to, because yo, here's the thing, man.
So you don't know what the fuck you saying?
It's not that. It's
Yeah,
it's
no,
to get it
please.
verbatim, man. It's like I got distracted. I forgot to plug the technician on SoundClick, and then okay, what's the next bar? Run it back. Listen to it. Okay, that's the next bar. Run it back. And I'm not like I can hold a line or two, but then it's like 17 lines ahead, so you gotta run. So you hear every song for
that's
like an
funny.
hour. But yo, check it. Like if you want to have the shit in the stories where your lyrics pop up, you gotta
Yeah.
transcribe it, and then you
You have
gotta
to have
hit the
it.
fucking sync lyrics bullshit where you hit the space bar a million fucking times. Basically, yeah, I've been on this
But no,
process.
it's not like see, there's distributors like look, for example, like the Godfather project was supposed to come out through Believe, which is the biggest distributor in Canada, period. And Europe and one of the biggest in the States. And they demand your lyrics. Like you can't like release music without
See, Bonnie, I told you it was mad important.
like you can't release that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Well,
so
cause
if you go like if you like stream fucking Good Life on Apple Music or Darkness of My Soul on Apple Music, you have the lyrics to those songs on there. The lyrics pop up. But none of my other shit does because I haven't done it with the other ones.
I'm doing
But
it
yeah,
like
those
right
two, like,
now. I spent okay, cause like I finished all the music, so I'm like, I should probably like do some of this logistical bullshit. And so I'm facing
yeah.
like 100+ songs right now, and it's like all the lyrics, and then you got because here's the thing: Spotify used to just show the lyrics, and that was good enough, but they killed that feature, and now it's just those sync lyrics. So you start to realize it. Famous people have these sync lyrics where the lyrics pop up, and ain't nobody in this city doing that shit. I never click on a Montreal rapper and all their lyrics be
because they
pop.
don't have fucking they don't have like I mean from
You
my
can do
knowledge, like
this
yo, that
shit in DistroKid.
yeah, but see, not everybody uses
No,
DistroKid,
you could
bro.
do it. Okay, 80% of people I know use DistroKid, and if it's not
Yeah,
DistroKid, I
I don't
promise
fucking
whatever distributor you have has the exact same fucking way to import your damn lyrics and then click a bunch of buttons to sync it up.
I guarantee you that they don't. I guarantee you that several of the biggest distributors
That's
don't have
wild.
that.
Yo, so DistroKid takes a huge win there.
But DistroKid also takes huge L's because they fuck you over on pretty much everything. Your streams at the end of the year, bro, they will block your playlist. They will change your fucking stream numbers. They will if you paid for promo on your shit, bro, you're losing at least 9,000 streams, like off top, just like that. At the end of every year, they crack down so they don't have to pay out. That's what they do. That's the distro system.
But let's say from the other perspective of the feature of lyric synchronization.
That's cool. It's like that it makes it like, yo, literally every fucking distributor should have that.
I mean, because I look at it like, yo, because I'm sitting there, because here's where people get me out. Like, I get all fucked up with people. I saw a Facebook post that was like, you look like an idiot posting your own lyrics. They can't catch your flow, whatever. I'm like, man, not everybody speaks.
I do that.
But I'm like,
I hate that shit.
People who say that shit have never talked to people who have hearing deficiencies. They've never talked to people who don't speak English as a first language. Like, when you talk to people who come from like places like, I don't know, Ukraine, who do not understand your bars and might need Google Translate and shit.
Everything. Like, yo, my cousin learned fucking English off of watching Fresh Prince, bro.
That's amazing.
My cousin learned full on English from watching Fresh Prince. Period. That's how he's able to speak English now. So like, yeah, shit like that. I mean, like,
but like if you want people that don't live in Montreal,
a lot of shit gets lost in translation. So people want to see exactly, what the fuck you're saying. And
like people act like we don't have an accent here. Like, everybody knows accents fuck shit up. We got a total accent up in Montreal. It don't sound like the rest of other places. I don't think we're aware of that, but it doesn't. So it's like maybe somebody in like Seattle might hear your shit, like, and be like, I don't fully understand the words this man is saying because he's speaking with an accent I'm not acclimated to, because how many Montreal rappers have they heard? And so, but we actually have an accent. So me and Preach and Cobia go on the same show, and the audience is like, huh, you and Holden have the same accent. Weird. And I'm like, me and Preach and Cobia speak with this. But to other people, we do. To other places, because they hear all the similarities that we have, the way we enunciate certain.
To me, everybody sounds like Montrealers and Toronto. Okay, it's really
sound like Toronto.
Montrealers. No, you don't. Except for NDG, actually.
Maybe.
NDG definitely sounds like Toronto, because they use a lot of Jamaican and West Indian slang, which is pretty much what people today call Toronto slang, which ain't no damn Toronto slang.
Nah, but,
trust me.
I mean,
the same things like Wagwan. That's not Toronto. That's fucking.
It's not even the word use. It's actually like, the fact is we would say Wagwan different than they would.
No, not in DG.
I meant in general. Like, I don't.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, like, that's what I was like. These people.
Because it's like there's a lot of other shit too, like maybe not the word Wagwan, but I meant more like the regular dialect. It's not the slang, it's the act, but the slang and the accent aren't the same thing. The slang is the word choices, upon which, fine, you might be totally correct. I'm not arguing the word choices. It's the way people say words. We don't say words the same way they say in Toronto, because you can find whole Reddit boards that will tell you the difference.
In Montreal, everybody tries to sound like a fucking St. Leo Italian, bro.
Right. So
or a Laval, or they sound like Laval kids.
Right.
Like,
we don't sound like that up in Montreal. We have, and it doesn't matter about the word choices. It's not a class thing. It's like we say bagel the way we say bagel because that's how we say bagel thing. Right? Like it's kind of at that level.
I get it. I totally understand what you're saying.
So it's like, but we don't hear it.
Montreal has this sound.
Bro, it was like I talked to Lush One, and Lush One's like, yeah, the Montreal accent is so clear in your voice. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? And he broke it down. And he's like, nah, you clearly have this accent. Like, your whole city does. And then I Googled it after.
Definitely doesn't sound like the fucking, like, the Scotians or, like,
And it's like
Ontario or fucking, or Calgary. Like, I saw that like, shit on TikTok does that a lot. They do accent fucking like cross Canada accent shit. And you actually hear the difference like big time. Like Newfoundland, like like East Coast fucking spots, they really got this like. But then the closer you get, like New Brunswick coming into Quebec, that's like a different fucking accent. Yeah. And then like Quebec moving into Ontario, that's a different one. And like, what I mean?
The problem is that when they do Quebec, they always go with like the French Canadian guy, right? Like they never actually get like the Anglo Quebec
Yeah,
accent,
side of it.
which is a
That's right.
thing that a lot of people who don't live here identify and hear when they hear. But the thing is like the other side of it is also how often do people get exposed to multiple English Montrealers in a row enough to be able to like identify that shit. Like, I don't know that like it happens enough for people to have like kind of typecasted it, but I've started to see this little thing appear, and I'm like, wow, it's not something you think about until anybody talks about it with you, and then it's like a Pandora's box where it starts to like pop up in your face everywhere.
Bro, it's because they speak like this, bro. Like everything is like this, bro. Like I'm telling you, there's so many, like you know me with the voices and shit, bro. So it's like, yeah, I completely understand what you say, and I know how, like to the rest of the world, like how this part of the world sound completely different. Like, bro, it's the same thing in like in America, dog. Like, yo, even within the South, like it gets the words lose fucking pronunciation so much. Like by the time you get to Mississippi, homie, it's like a letter. They just chopped off the whole damn word. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's how it is, though. And I just think that people here don't understand that part of it or don't care about that part of it. But the rest of the world thinks Montreal's really cool. I didn't realize that until
But yo, but that's because see, because it's anywhere you are, bro. Like yo, anywhere, anywhere people are gonna shit on. You know, like yo, you're stuck in your fucking everyday life here, and like this is in. We deal with the politics, and we deal with our stupid shit because that's our day-to-day life, you know, that's what is around us.
Yeah.
But everywhere else you go, people got to deal with the same fuck shit, but for their city or where they're at, you know
Yo,
what I mean?
I'm
So
gonna
like,
tell you, everywhere has, even the places you think are popping. Yo, it's literally the quote unquote Montreal problem is the human problem.
yeah,
It's like
100.
everywhere.
It's not.
It's every social class. It's every field. It's like people try to like make it sound like it's like a localized problem because then you can always have
No,
this
it's not.
fantasy of like
Yo,
escaping it. But like it's more like at certain points in time, enough people do the right things to create enough of an ecosystem. And if it's strong enough, it holds. An example of where it didn't hold was Houston. They had everything going for it and it didn't hold. It slipped. And I was talking to K Reno about it and he was describing how like the people, they did their thing, but they didn't invest enough in the future to keep it alive. And it didn't stay alive. And Houston lost its moment. And that's kind of like how a lot of things look. But like the right people have to come together, then they have to invest in the future, and so many things have to happen to even begin to build an industry around what you do. And I think a lot of people see like a Drake figure and think OVO is why Toronto has industry, because you know Drake did represent a high percentage of tourism, and Drake's a byproduct of a lot of efforts though. Drake's the end result of like a shit ton of people. So it's like there's a lot of people in the journey that come before that. And while everyone wants to
yeah.
be a Drake figure, it's like, yo, even guys like Blicky had to go do their part to get Drake to be where he's at.
Well, I wouldn't go that far with it.
No, but
Like,
like in the bigger picture of shit, like everybody has.
yeah, look, Drake. Drake's father is from Tennessee, bro, and fucking Drake's father is in the music industry. He's a blip compared to who his son is now.
Right.
But back then, him, like Jay Prince owns Drake, bro. That's what people don't know. Jay Prince owns fucking Drake, not Cash Money, not Young Money, not OVO, not Drake. That's why when Jay Prince says, squash the fucking beef with Kanye and get on stage for Larry Hoover, Drake says, yes, sir. So that's, you know, Drake, he worked really hard. He worked really hard to do what he was doing. I never, for the motherfucking life of me, saw this person becoming the biggest artist in the world, but it is what it is. He is that. He's on a level that nobody is when it comes to being a famous artist. Like there's very few names that can touch that caliber. Very few, like Michael Jackson, you know, names like that. He's surpassed the Beatles, Jay-Z, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, all of them. In every single fucking category, period. You know, the kid worked really, really hard to do.
However, I guess what I was saying though, like to give Drake his flowers, fair, but like it's more about the ecosystem part. So people think
But
that
yeah, but
Drake.
the thing is, you know, all those other artists, yeah, they built the scene. They built the scene for years and years and years and years and years. You know, everybody from fucking Snow to Cardi to fucking.
So I don't necessarily mean the artists,
Cassidy.
to be honest. I mean more the everybody around the artist, the ecosystem. Like there had to have
Yeah,
been.
but how did they didn't like? I didn't really like. Toronto had a big scene, but it was known in Toronto.
That's what I'm saying. Like Drake kind of came up on this whole vibe of a place that had an ecosystem that gave him the ability to. Montreal has still got to build the initial ecosystem.
Well, Montreal started to build that, but then a lot of bad shit happened and it died.
And so now we're doing it again, and that's where we're at. And I think
so now it's exactly. So now it's been 10 fucking years. You know, exactly. Actually,
fair.
So,
and so
it's really the rebuild part of it. You know, like because look, whether people know this or not, is like the shit that happened here was, man, like the production company that was putting all the artists on, was owned by somebody who was, like you mentioned, Blicky. That was his manager and his best friend, one of his best friends, childhood friends type shit. And he was murdered right after Bad News was. So the effects of that, I mean, I completely understand how everybody shut down, bro. Like everything shut down. It just wasn't the same. Like the Real City countdowns, everything, like it was over. So now that it's been 10 years and there are people who like have been working this whole time and new artists, etc., who didn't even know that whole world existed. They're building this other scene. This Montreal that they are coming up in as artists and shit like that. And it's up to like whoever's still, around from back then, if they choose to, still, it's up to them to like be there with these kids,
Facts. And you know what? They love it when we give them attention.
No, I mean, that's how you build, bro. If people built together, then it would pop. But the fact remains that over all these years, as I hear people saying, let's build together, but nobody shows up to do it. Nobody shows up to do it.
You know what?
That's what I've noticed
I've
over.
Noticed that a lot of people want to show up and do it, but then we can't agree on the same platform to use, so it falls apart, and it's really fucking dumb. It's like some people,
and then there's the people that like that have platforms, or at least the ability to take what they have and make it, grow from like a bigger scale of that, what they have, because it can be used. Like there's certain people, like you were saying, like DMS and shit like that. Like if that was used to take all this other shit and like bring it up to that level to like, you know what I mean? That's an asset to us. But is it going to be used? Most likely not. It's not going to pop like that. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's going to go like that. I think what's going to happen is more like it's going to be people who make the choice to not stay in Montreal with their shit. Like, that's part of why my brand is not Montreal entirely. Like, last Saturday, I was talking to a guy in Baltimore.
My brand is Hollywood, though.
I mean, I talked to your mans in fucking, whatever, Norway or whatever country he was in. You're fucking Ron.
Hungry.
Yeah, so like for me, it's like, yo, now somebody over there knows who I am. You know, like that's
Oh
how
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
that's how
That's
the
why I linked
brands
y'all,
get
bro.
like really built. So like to me, it's like
Exactly, bro. I got people. Yo, do you know like the No Damn Good video, bro? The No Damn Good video was seen everywhere in the world, and there was people hitting me from all around the fucking world screaming "No Damn Good, bro!" NDG, NDG, No Damn Good. It built a life of its own, and like to the point where it's really crazy because then the show, what's it called? The show Bad Blood came out on Netflix, and
yo,
they
shut
were
up, Peter
seeing,
Rothschild for the follow.
yeah, they were yeah, they started showing, NDG in that show. And that's, you're talking about Rizzuto and this and that and the drugs and the mob in Montreal. So people were like, oh, fuck, that's NDG. That's No Damn Good from the, oh, shit, that's how Montreal gets. Like, and so it brought attention to the world. Like, I got people in Africa were like, yo, No Damn Good? Like, shit, okay. You know? And, but I like, that's why I wanted to start a different thing. That's why like I didn't want to like No Damn Good and my Hollywood thing is two different things. And I needed both of them because it's never not gonna be No Damn Good, you know what I mean? But I've always been so about that Hollywood shit that I wanted that out there. Like just having the name Hollywood in my shit, like that shit just makes me happy personally. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. That was strictly for me, straight up. And now I'm using it to my advantage because like it's once again pop culture. What's more fucking pop culture than Hollywood, bro? Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I kind of needed both of those
yeah,
but it's cool that like around the world, like people know.
but
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
and then I think it's the people that do that. You get inspired by other ideas. You bring other ideas back here, and then that's kind of how it pops off. If we all just kind of sit here and ain't nobody looking
That's a
outside of it,
community.
or like
Just like
and the
NFTs, it's
community, but
only
it
as
has to
good
like.
as the
But
community.
people also got to be like, yo, it can't just be 12 rappers in a room. Find 6 geeks.
No, it can't. It can.
You gotta
That's
have
why I
some
told
people
y'all
that'll
that I
be able to
needed
be
y'all to
like,
get on board with my
yo,
shit.
I could code what you're describing. Like, you need that guy in the room. Nobody looks for that guy.
Exactly. 100%. You need all of that. You
Like,
need
y'all
there's
might
so
think,
many jobs.
like, I'm not even that guy by any means. I know those guys. I don't know how to get them in the room yet, but like, we get those guys in
I
the
have a
room.
coder. I got one of my best friends, well, longtime good friend of mine, who's actually from NDG. Um, yo, he's serious coding. His brother his brother's a designer at Firefox, you
Nice.
know? So, yeah, he's been doing coding for his entire life. Like, he just set me up with this whole shit right here, dude. Like, I got fucking, this is wild. Like, I now have, because of him, where the fuck did it go? I have like a hard drive that's hooked up to like this little shit right here. And this is a fucking computer for me now that I got running 2 cell phones with a fucking 91 terabyte hard drive. So this is my computer. I don't even need one of those boxes. Nothing. 2 cell phones and that.
To be
And
fair,
I'm
that's
popping.
viable. You could even get a monitor.
I have 2 of them, so I'm straight, bro. You know what I mean?
That's wild to think. But I mean, at the end of the day, it works. But yo, Travis,
Yeah, it really does that.
it's been like almost 4 hours now of doing this.
It works.
It's 6:40 something.
Sure.
I think it's
Already?
yeah, bro. It's a good time.
Damn, son. That was long. I didn't think we was gonna go that long.
Me neither. So I don't want to kill it entirely, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, I gotta eat and do a couple other things today
Yo,
still.
I've been dying to go to the fucking bathroom for like the last 25 minutes. I'm like, are we gonna take a break?
But
Like,
nah, I think for all the people coming through, we're gonna wrap it up though, for real though.
yeah.
Appreciate y'all coming through. All of Travis's links are about to appear in the chat so y'all can see it. But yeah, click the button. But you can follow him at Travis Bryant Music. Put the word music, Travis Bryant Music, and all the stuff. And then
At Travis Bryant Music everywhere.
and then yeah, you'll be able to keep in touch with him. This will be out in full. Whatever, you can watch the video on demand here. It'll be on everywhere soon. Thank you all for watching who did come through. Thank everybody in the future. Follow, like, subscribe, all of that good shit. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you, Travis, coming through. And yeah,
Likewise, family.
yo, so
Yeah, man.
live long and
See
prosper,
y'all next
everyone.
year. Peace.